Evening, everybody. It's your friend Daniel Hutchins. We're back again. As you can tell, I'm a little bit ticked off right now because today just naturally just sucked. But enough of that now. Again, you also see I'm also wearing my unofficially sponsored hat. Make the comic book universe great again. And be honest, I'm not Trumper. I'm never a Trumper. That's again not the truth. Because we gotta make the comic book universe great again. We have to. Because without your support here on the channel, we're never going to be able to make the comic book universe great again. That's why I've been so pissed off the last couple days. And I was like, I should pull out the old hat. So I'm wearing the hat. Call it what you want, but it's a custom. And now you guys want to know what's going on in the universe. Well, I'm glad you asked, because last night, or should we say yesterday, I watched a little bit of the new Star Wars Day content that they made the other day. Star Wars The Tales of the Underworld. Okay, so to be completely honest with you right now, I wasn't particularly keen about it because I knew it was naturally gonna fucking suck. And boy, God, golly, I was right. Tales of the Underworld just fucking sucked. The reason why Tales of the Underworld sucked so much was because, okay, now you had two main characters in the Tales of the Underworld. One character, which is actually really fucking good, while the other, not so good. So again, Tales of the Tales of the Underworld, again, I watched it yesterday finally, and all I have to say is it really fucking sucked. I don't have to explain why it sucked. I just know it sucked. So if you want to challenge my opinion on the comments, go ahead. But I'm saying Star Wars Tales of the Underworld just genuinely sucked. So now, what are we doing? Well, since it's Tuesday, we are going on Disney Plus, and guess what? We are going to be doing our episode review and reactions on tonight's episodes of Andor. Andor Season 2, as I summarize with subtitles. You're here. You're not with Luther. You're here. Right here, and you're ready to fight. Well, again, what were you supposed to do? Previously on Andor, spiders are not the most unique thing in Gorman. Spiders, again, there is no mineral underground. Deep substrates foliated calcites. Should we fail to find any other alternatives, or will we have to control Gorman with the hand firm enough to silence any resistance? Grand Moff Tarkin has killed 500 peaceful unarmed garments. However, in the middle of that plaza, you can imagine how upset we were. There's an Imperial Utility facility rising above the Monument of the Fallen. And it is all where I happened, where I was with my father. He was killed while trying to save me. Well, I can't support the bill because I can't risk calling off the Emperor. But why would you question someone that's not been prepared the answer? Hasn't there always been something wrong in the first fucking place? Well, with the right ideas blended in the right markets, you can now weaponize a galactic opinion. Well, propaganda will only get you so far, and a radical insurgency you can only count on. And the rebels you can depend on to do the wrong thing. Luther said you should have told me that before. We're worth more to him separately than together. Well, then again, that's something we'll have to talk about. So again, I don't know. I don't love Coruscant. In fact, I hate Coruscant. It's overwhelming. I've been struggling. I come to my house. You mess with my girlfriend. You mess behind my back. You realize you put it all on risk. I gave you everything. This was everything. violating every rule and protocol you live by. Your girlfriend has issues, yeah, and you have to decide what point it becomes too large of the problem. Whatever the problem is, I'm coming. Uh, okay, this really fucked up. This is really fucked up. And so, yeah, that's the recap. And we have the fucking Lucasfilm intro. Well, we can skip that. Okay. Now, again, this catches up with where we were at. Or at least where you should be at. Fuck a duck. Hmm. Take your shirt off. Don't tell me what's better. I do what I want to do. Turn around. I'm going to be late. What's more important? Uh, I don't know. What is more important? Shit. Easy, 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 easy. It is easy. Pick another spot. Just relax. Yo, what are you gonna fucking do? I don't know. Anything I want. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, look at that. I came back. Don't you dare sneak up like me on that. I was about to send a search party after you. Hey, hey, when you get back? Just now. Where you been? I was fixing shit. It took me a while. You check in? Not yet. Things are getting ready to be organized. Tell me about it. Okay, that's right. All right. Thanks. Thanks. Back from where? Here and there. Where's here? I'm asking where the hell you were. He just got here. She's been more worried about you than I was. Well, thanks. Where were you at? Uh, Lufer wants to know if you're ready to go back to work. I don't know. Ready for what? He knows you were hurt. He knows that because you told him. He's been trying to reach you. Ready for what? He just wants to know if you can count on him. Oh, is that right? Well, he's not making it easy. Whose fault is that? You trust the place, you all these people, new faces every day. We need an army. Everything's a risk. All we do here is get ready. Lucifer is making things happen. Is he now? What do you want, Will? What do you want? You want to fight? Or you want to win? Going on alone doesn't cut anymore. Well, maybe you should tell that him yourself. Maybe you should tell us where you have been. The continued inexplicable Gorman resistance to imperial normals, terrorism strikes again. And just 3 weeks after the events of Corel and Gelnavi, they're firebombing last night in the naval terminal in Palmo. You see behind me vapor and thermal smokes, still arising from the site beyond. The number of Imperial casualties is still unknown, Admiral Tyson is expected to comment later, but we've already seen the escalated responses. Curfew's been reinstated for the entire city. Local leaders are urgent so far there's been no statement, claims, or credits of any local terrorist. You can feel the city was already on the edge the last few months, tightening up. Uh, for Lufa? All these side runs, what have you been doing? It's been destroyed. He must be thrilled. He wanted it long enough. Dragging you out of there for what? Helping torch up the fucking place? It's not like that. Not now, anyway. It's the Empire of Torches. They've gone insane. So? What does he need me for? She wants her. ISB Supervisor Dedramiro. She destroyed Ferrex. She killed my dad. You know her? Oh, she's there in the Gorman in the open. I've seen her. See there, and she's now waiting to be killed. I know you're going to say it's for revenge, but it really isn't. She's been coming for Lucifer ever since Ferrex. She's been coming after him and all you and all of us, everyone we know. She's just sitting there, Cass. Hmm. She just wants to keep winning. You know she must be stopped. I am late for my briefing. You need to calm the hell down and check in. You act like Lucifer's the enemy. That would be easy enough to say. Hmm. She's a monster. We won't have any of her better chances. Uh, this is going too slow. Let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to speed up a few minutes and see what happens in the next couple scenes. Okay. We lead the Gorman again and again. We report that another terrorist attack has happened overnight. A series of explosions has rocked the naval terminal, perhaps as many as 3, rising over Imperial naval terminals, with rebels already under curfew and increased security, representing the turning point of terror that's been escalating for over a year, freezing assets galaxy-wide and calling off immediate complete blockades of material assistance until this incident has been fully explained and the terrorists have been brought to justice. Senator Mahma, apologies, I've been waiting for you. A word, if you say? I'll see you upstairs. Senator Orban, any news? Only bad news for the rebels. I'm afraid we're going to a point of no return. How can I be of help? Turn back the clock, send everyone home. How would I wish that to happen? The bombing last night. They have no shame, do they? They don't even bother to lie to anybody anymore. I suppose that's the final humiliation. We're assembling a petition that we sound sad, but you must sound like you're sad, because it takes more failed legislation to upset me these days. I came here to thank you. Your constant courage. Your brave face you put on with the world. I've done a poor job in letting you know how much I admire you. And your energy. Mm, protect yourself. Mm, this doesn't look too good. Mm, mm. Let me fast forward a couple more minutes. Alright. Tell me what you've seen. I sense a weight of things you cannot see. Oh, really? Pain? Fear? Need? Most beings carry things that shape them. They carry on the past, but some have very few. You're pilots. They gather as they go. They propose to that. There's messengers, and there's some place they need to be. Have you known them for too long? I don't remember ever knowing them. Hmm. Maybe you're the place he needs to be. Hmm. This is awkward. This is really awkward. Skip a couple scenes. Hmm. 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 This is not looking good at all. Come on. Get these men shaped up and ready for presentation. There's not a man amongst them that wants to do it. Are you gonna have a problem with you? Duly noted, sir. Problem is free. Uh, what's that supposed to be? Alright, guys, listen. He's got a number of units already. Attention, left turn. They look more like children. Quick marching. Uh, damn Imperial. Damn Imperials. Damn Imperial. We all given so much. A little discipline doesn't seem too much to ask. Uh, he'll be there when you need him. I'll pass it along. Uh, that's not good. When the hell did this happen? It's only been a few months. We've got to get going. What if these comms don't work? If that's a fail, we'll have to meet here, or secondary will have to be a ship. Second floor, third from left. She's in there. She sleeps in that building? The locals say that on the plaza once or twice a day. She's very easy to find. She doesn't stay along too long. The glass, it might need about 2 shots. I don't know. It's old, if I can ask. All right, here comes my guy. Comms. First thing, we need to set up our comms. All right. So they're opening them into a scene where they're in a really, really dark room. They turn on the lights. Cassian sets down his suitcase. And he's trying to figure out what the hell was going on around him. He suspiciously looks out the window, realizing there's nothing out there except a bunch of Empire stormtroopers and uneasy music playing. Yeah, radio statics, indistinct chattering. Maybe after this review, I might brush my teeth, maybe get a drink, and maybe do something afterward. I haven't really decided that yet, though. Is this the weather center? Clear skies tonight. We'll be updating the forecast in the first light. We'll make sure you are listening. We've always been here, dude. We've always been here. Opens up the suitcase, pulls out his outfit, suspenseful music and playing. Pulls underneath, he finds a gun. Well, pieces to build a gun, but we'll skip a couple. Oh, that's the end of the episode. Whoopty freaking day. Whoopty freaking do. Yay, there's another episode done. Whoopie kai yay. We got another episode done. And that took less than 20 minutes. There's a middle underground. Oh, this is basically the same recap all over again. I'm not reading that shit. We're not reading the same shit over and over again, are we? No, man. Okay. I've been so worried about you. They want us out of here. Father, no. You can't stop this. It's already too late. People need to be heard, Dad. People need to be heard. They've been begging us to fight. We can't stay silent forever. Silent? What the fuck you mean silent? We'll be silent when we're dead. Old man's got a point, though. Dad! Dad, I have to stop it. Oh, shit. Now the daughter feels completely useless. The memorial is open. Come over to the plaza and show them who we are. Take back our homeland. We are Agor. Galaxies watching. We are Agor. Galaxies watching. We are Agor. Galaxies watching. Okay. Calm your tits down. What else do we have going on here? Well, we are Agor. Galaxies watching. We are Agor. Galaxies watching. We are the Agor. We are the Agor. Go home. Gormans, please. This is an Imperial trap. There's nothing here for you. The only path to silent resistance, you. How dare you walk our streets? How dare you walk our streets? How dare you walk among us? All this time. How can you be so foolish? I meant you no harm. How do you figure that? How do you speak the words? You have destroyed us. I was here outside the trap outside. Look at you, even right now. People know what you're doing. They've had reports all night. There's mining equipment being dropped all over the damn planet. Rigs and droids. That's a rumor. Are you insane? I believe that. That's worth saying. Oh, really? What kind of being are you? What's in our ground? What's in our ground? What has been sent? What are you trying to steal from us? We are Gore. Galaxy's watching. Ah, shit. Protests. You gotta fucking love the protest. Let me spend my everyday there. Call your kin. Come to sing. We are Gore. Galaxy's watching. We are Gore. Galaxy's watching. Seriously? This whole entire fucking episode is a fucking protest? Why am I even wasting my time? This is just stupid. Beyond stupid, if anything. You get an ambush and attacked by the Empire. You gotta knock them fucks out. Dumbass protesters. You better run. It's blocked. Turn back. Don't shoot. Turn back. Don't shoot. Go. Run for your lives. Go back. Oh, wait, you can't. Bastards. What the hell? This is really a fucked up episode. Throws a hand grenade. Blows up a fucking blockade of Death Star troopers. Get back. Yeah, fuck. Okay. This is not good. This is not good. What the hell, man? You're choking the motherfucker. Let go. This is just... Grab your gun, grab your gun, grab your gun. Come on now. Just a bunch of old dudes grunting. Let me see what else there is. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Ugh. Ooh. Oh shit, this is not good. Cassian! Shit. This is not good. This is not good. Oh holy shit. Mmm. That is terrible. Mm. Mm. This is not good. Oh shit. Mm. 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 And it looks like that's the end of that one. And there's another one. Holy crap, there is another one. Holy crap, there's another one. Another one. Another one? Yeah, another one. Let's skip the yada yada and go right to the episode, shall we? Yao soon. Skip the damn Lucasfilm intro. Skip the damn Lucasfilm intro. What? Oh, what the Why is my screen completely blank? Oh, fuck a duck. What the fuck? Skip the logos. The logos are a waste of time. Thunder is rumbling. Raindrops. I don't care about this shit. Let's skip forward a few minutes. See what happens. Alright. Okay. I don't know what the hell this is. Tense music playing. Oh. God damn. This is not good. This is not good. What the fuck? That was stupid. I will take my hat off. I'm too embarrassed. I wasn't sure you would come. Willman. There was someone he needed to find. Excuse me? We have an intermittent problem. Did you talk to Mafma? I shouldn't have told her. Is she speaking to us or not? I don't fucking know. Well, somebody knows. Where were you? I'm walking over to the Senate. I'm out. She froze me out. Is she go? Oh, we don't have much of conversation. We got her out. She goes to Yavin and not you? No Yavin for me. There's still some bridges you haven't burned yet, motherfucker. We'll take care of that today. You stayed here long enough. You're not finished yet. They're going to find you with her, and you act as if you had a choice. Eventually, they'll hang us both up to die, won't they? Well, you set your course the first time we met, motherfucker. Speak for yourself. You see not the truth in that? I make my own fucking decisions. I don't need you. Is that what you've been doing? Sometimes I really wonder. You appeared when I needed you. Admit it. Oh, what the fuck? And here we are. She throw him out. We don't know if she's speaking, what she'll say, or how they react. All we know is Bill Organa or the team is not there for something wrong. It's hardly ideal or possible. There's no choice. We have nothing. He's never been inside. Erskine knows the building. Put in a lot of Erskine. Mothma knows the building. Doesn't fucking trust me. I doesn't know me. Bill's people might be already there. And if she gets arrested, then what the fuck you do then, old man? What the fuck you do then, hey? What the fuck you do then? Oh, I don't know. It all comes down. Uh, fuck. Fuck. Hello? Identify yourself. What the fuck are you doing? Who are you talking to? It's work. Show me that. Sure, motherfucker, I'll show it to you. How about I punch you and blast you with a blaster? How you like that? Hello? Hello? The chair recognizes Senior Senator from Hody. Graciously accepted, thank you. I would, as Senior Senator, like to yield a moment of my time to the Senior Senator of Alderaan, whose point in order to address. Thank you, Senator Arvine. I need instructions. I'm putting on a supervisor in charge. She's back, I know. She's got a strict agenda this morning. But as usual, Imperial ruling on Senate, I like to invoke Article 17252. A17252, as you might recall, proposed directly by the Emperor's Council, and specifically says that a senior senator, in case of any emergency, may yield the floor freely without interruption from another senior senator. Now, Senator Carlu spoke so passionately about you, about the Imperial martyrs from yesterday's events in the Gorman. I listened very carefully, and as you all did, and he's clearly and repeatedly said the word emergency. There has been no objection in this description from the floor. I'm invoking Article 17252 and yielding the floor to Senior Senator of Chandrilia. Shut down the Senate. Imperial authority. Shut the fucking thing down. Yeah, okay. Tense dramatic, tense dramatic, tense dramatic. Oh, If it wasn't already bad enough, it gets worse. Oh my god, it gets worse. Shit. Fellow senators, friends, colleagues, allies, adversaries, I stand before you in the morning with a heavy heart. Okay. The Chandrilian emblem on the floor. I spent my whole life in this chamber. I came here as a kid. Hey, thank you. And as I look around now, I almost have no memory of my predate and my arrival. Well, and a few bonds of affection that cleave so tightly. Through those many years, I believe I have served my constituents honorably, upheld our code of conduct. Where the hell were you? He was with you. This chamber, he says to meet you, is a cauldron of opinion. And we've certainly all had our patience and temper tested in the pursuit of our ideal. Disagree as you would. I am hopeful that some of you who know me will vouch for my credibility in days to come. Tense suspense, tense suspense, tense events. I stand this morning with difficult messages. I believe we are in a crisis. Well, no shit. What are they doing? The distance between what is said. Shut it down. What is known to be true has become the abyss of lies. It's locked. Why the thing locked? It's supposed to be. It hasn't been locked all year. We know. We fixed it. We checked the protocol. Open it. You need a sequence key. So let me have the damn key. We took it up to the office yesterday. You motherfuckers. Of all the things at risk, the loss of objective reality is perhaps the most dangerous yet. The death of truth is the ultimate victory to evil. When truth has left us, we let it slip away. When it's ripped from our hands, we welcome the vulnerability to appetite whatever monster screams out the loudest. I don't care if you had to cut the power off. Get her ass off the air. The chambers hold on truth. We finally lost the rally on Gorman Plaza. What took place yesterday? What happened yesterday on Gorman Plaza? Of course, was unprovoked genocide. Yes, genocide. And the truth is, it's been exiled from our chamber. And the monster screaming the loudest? Who is the monster screaming loudest? We've helped create the monster who will come for all of us soon enough is Emperor Palpatine. Oh, it took you that fucking long to find out it was Emperor Palpatine. Nice going, assholes. It took you that long to realize it's Emperor Palpatine, hey? Oh, okay. Sure. It took you this fucking long to realize the real monster was Emperor Palpatine. Well, nice knowing you, Mothma. They shut her down. They shut down her broadcast. Where's Cassin? He went out. Look, we can't wait here any longer. Well, of course not, you asshole. Senator, I cannot speak right now. I am pissed off. I was in the Gorman Plaza yesterday. I saw everything in the plaza. And I've made my statement clear. No need. We need to speak. I have friends everywhere. Tense music. Beep, 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 beep. Detained immediately. She does not leave the building. Your cousin Vel is a friend. Anyone could have told me that. We're the last survivors on the land of Aldenley. You've seen her in Yavin. I live there. I know Luther. He can be hard. But he's right about this. You have no choice but to come with me. Dramatic music. You just keep walking. I'll be right behind you. Senator. The senator has no comment in the movement. Let her fucking through. Can we move? Move the fuck out of the way. Let the senator through. Who are you? She doesn't need your help. Let's move ahead. Stand down, everybody. She's got a fucking gun. What are you doing? Shut up. Back off. This is ISB authorized arrest. Call your supervisors now. Back away, motherfucker. That means you. She's the rebel spy. No, she's not. Oh, fuck. Anybody else? This is a fucked up episode. Who are you? Nobody. We just met, I swear. We have no time to figure this shit out, I know. Go, I'll get there. We need 3 minutes. I'm not an ISB. You get the fuck down, motherfucker. You get the down the fuck down. Are you sure? I got this. Go. Okay. This just gets more fucked up. Don't run. You kill a woman. Put this on. You need to get to the railroad dock. There's a ride waiting for us. I'm not sure if I can do this. Welcome to the rebellion. What The loading dock. Alarm, 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 alarm. Alarm, 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 alarm. Alarm, alarm. She's gone. Oh no shit, motherfucker, she's gone. They're shutting down the building. People were fucking screaming. Forget the loading dock. Let's get the fuck out of here. Skip a couple minutes. Turn up. Got the shiver up my back. Uh. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. What is it? Nurian Reef. You need the sleep. Is that what I need? I need the sleep? Oh, no fucking way. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I don't want to have to do it. Have your tea. I am serious. I am done. I'm not doing any more shit for anybody. I'm done what I can. Nobody gives a fucking shit about me, and I'm done. I've done a lot, but nobody wants me. Nobody wants me. Nobody cares the shit about me. It can't just be me. I can't be the reason you leave. Well, sorry, I already left. If you ever gave up, all right, I already gave myself up. We have to win. We have to beat them. And I believe you have a purpose in making this happen. I need you to believe that. Oh, really now? Oh, really now? You really want me to believe that? You want me to believe that? Fat chance. So I'm choosing that for the both of us. I'm choosing the rebels. Dramatic music playing. People talking distinctly. Hey, you can't stand there. Says who? We're waiting on a freighter. We gotta keep this shit clear. The outbound, the transport, where the fuck are they at? Everything that's leaving went this morning. Shit. Oh, shh. And when it's done, it's over. And we win. And we can all go back to the things we want. Everything we know we missed. And I find you. Okay. Okay, what the fuck? And that's the end of that one. Hey, we're caught up now. We're caught up now. 3 more episodes, guys. 3 more episodes of Cassian Andor, Season 2. Hey, I don't know how many more episodes there are, but there's definitely more than what we were expecting. I can tell you that much. Like, holy mother shit. There is a lot of shit. And let me tell you, I know, there's been some really messed up shit that's happened in the series. Let me just tell you, there's been lots of messed up shit that's happened that season. I don't even know where to begin. There's been so much messed up shit in the series. But at the end of the day, at least we can say we expressed our opinion. We've expressed what happened. And at the end of the day, you're communicating and watching me talk about shit within the universe. You're listening to me drone on and on and on about how the universe is just overall just a mess. Oh my god, the universe is a mess. And if you don't know that, then I'm sorry, you need to do some more homework, my friend. Okay, comic book resources. Okay, we're going to do some comic book resources because we need to go to the comic book resources. Do you know why we need to go to comic book resources? Because we need to educate you. We need to educate you, guys. We need to educate you. That's what we need to do. We need to educate you. So, again, I'm sorry. We got to educate you. Okay. What is going on in Comic Book Resource? The world's top destination of the comic books. Okay. You want to know what's going on with U.S. Agent John Walker? Well, I can tell you what's going on with John Walker. You want to know more about John Walker, do you? Yes, I can tell you more about John Walker. I'm glad you asked because the last actual time we really talked about John Walker was back in the Captain America spinoff. We know the show back in 2021, which we have affectionately have called The Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was actually the real last time we've actually talked to U.S. Agent Jonathan Walker. So, okay, if I could just figure out how to click on the goddamn link, makes it easy, right? Right. But now the internets were not responding. Ya motherfucker fuck. We're gonna have to go and find out what's happening. Come on now. Come on now. Tell ye now. Come on. What the motherfucking shit? Internet fucking crashed. This happens almost every time I do a shit on this laptop. Almost every goddamn time I'm on this laptop and I'm trying to read y'all some information to educate y'all in the universe. Every single goddamn time I try to read something, the page fucking crashes. The page fucking crashes. It's just pain in the ass, man. Okay. Now, what we are talking about. U.S. Agent. How does U.S. Agent recover losing after 2 limbs during his crossover? Okay, comic books are believed to be real, and by golly they are. You might be surprised to learn this, not in real life, but there are certain rules in life that exist within the real life that don't necessarily exist in the world of comics, because you're the stupid one that doesn't know. One of the most notable differences of the real world and the comic book world is that the whole dead is dead. And again, in real life, that doesn't exist. But in comic books, people come back from the dead all of the fucking time. Okay, what the fuck just happened? I just fucking lost my screen again. Fuck, okay. Again, let me repeat that because some asshole just fucking decided to black my screen out. Okay, let me repeat this for you, asshole. Comic books, or as you might have surprised, are not real life. So some rules bend the fact that in life that does not exist in real life. And to contradict the fact, because your name is Patrick Store and you live under a rock and you go, duh, let me tell you, the whole dead is dead in the real life does not exist in comic books. Because people come back from the dead all of the time. All of the time. And the point I'm getting is death is not the end. In fact, it's never the end. And if you think it's the end, you're clearly stupid. And by golly, Jim, you are stupid. Less common, though, people are losing body parts, like limbs, like arms and legs, for example, having them to come back later. Oh, yeah, You have a lot of examples of that. Look at that. I mean, you got Bucky Barnes. He lost his arm falling off a fucking train. But, oh, people gain prosthetics, of course, just like in real life. But I mean, actually regain their limbs? That does not happen in real life. But it has happened a surprising amount of times in the comic books, and it's not ever been the instance where a character has died and comes back to life in a whole new body, or arm, or limb, or prosthetic, or whatever the fuck they have. So let's look at how US Agent lost his arms, or limbs, and get them back to some point. How does the US agent suffer a loss to his limbs? Okay, guys, this is where the real fun begins. Okay, so pay the fuck attention. Following from the secret invasion, Iron Man's official Avengers team he's ran through S.H.I.E.L.D. is suddenly no longer an Avengers team. Surprise! And Iron Man was disgraced and blamed for the Skrull invasion on Earth, hence the Kree-Skrull War, back when the Avengers were attacked by the Skrulls, thanks to Norman Osborn, who ran the Thunderbolts program, and has used these supervillains to hunt down rogue superheroes who refuse to register with the Superhuman Registration Act, which is the cause why Civil War happens, which ended up with Iron Man in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D., leading an official Avengers team, taking over the official name, and filled with supervillains pretending to be superheroes. Again, so mighty Avengers as they are, the series has been initially devoted to Iron Man's official team that no longer has a reason to exist, because people like Dan Slott and Kawhi Bam have took over the series and rebooted it with a new team that was based on the classic original Avengers, organized by the Scarlet Witch, who I call Scarlet Bitch, who actually is Loki in disguise. Now, for instance, Hulk is on the team, but Hercules is on another team, instead of Thor. Statue is also on the team instead of Ant-Man Giant Man Hank Pym. Again, on one team instead of Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, he has taken the name Wasp and taken place of Janet Van Dyne, who has suddenly died during Secret Invasion just recently. And U.S. Agent in place of Captain America, and my guess, Joe Costa came in place of Iron Man. I'm not so fucking sure about that one, though. Explain that. Okay, so meanwhile, Norman Osborn takes his Thunderbolt members, forms a new Avenger team, who he dubbed the Dark Avengers, still keeps the Thunderbolt program going, but again, it's a team of rogue heroes and assassins, led by Scourge, who secretly, his name is Nuke. In Thunderbolt number 142, written by Jeff Parker and friends, the series crossed over in Avengers Siege. At the next crossover, any Avengers and other affiliated heroes had to help stop Norman Osborn's attempt to conquer Asgard. Ring a bell, anybody? Rings a bell, right? So if it was the Avengers versus the Thunderbolts and Dark Avengers. Also, in Thunderbolts number 142, the Mighty Avengers also fought the Thunderbolts, and U.S. Agent had to take on Scourge, who we know is Nuke, during the fight, and U.S. Agent had to take the early advantage, burning him so badly. Oh hi. And now they're trying to get a powerful weapon. However, thanks to U.S. Agent, he thinks he has it secured. But then he burned him and surprised him and sliced off U.S. Agent's arms and legs. Surprise! Again. So yeah, it wasn't good. And then it wasn't. But again, Osborn's now out of commission at the end of Avengers Siege. The Thunderbolt program had Luke Cage in charge, and it worked out in the end because he was out of prison. Where the prison warden? He is now a retired U.S. agent. Only problem though, he doesn't have an arm and a leg. John helped Luke Cage also monitor villains by transporting them back to the prison after the mission. The only problem with that is the series eventually known as the Dark Avengers, or just New Dark Avengers, were introduced in the series while alternate versions of the classic Avengers heroes once stood. How does US Agent recover his arm and leg? Well, I'm about to tell you. In Dark Avengers number 183 by Jeff Parker and Friends, John Walker then takes the prisoners back home to prison when he's transported on to another dimension. Only problem though, here it is in Dark Avengers number 184, where we see John Walker and the Dark Avengers in captivity, which means they're captured. And Dark Scarlet Witch, though quickly manipulates the alternate universe Hank Pym and learns his universe has used the Venom symbiote. Okay. And the Dark Scarlet Witch, when performed surgery on John Walker, who we know US Agent, with a symbiote and used it to restore his arm and leg. Here's the problem. Obviously, the Marvel Universe is filled with people who can restore their arms and legs through cybernetics. Does that ring a bell to anybody? $6 Million Man? Again, he's cyborg. And again, Walker wanted anything but cybernetic. But it's not what happened, because when he freaked out when he restored his arm and leg, he absolutely did not want to become cyborg. Again, however, the Dark Scarlet Witch has convinced him it's all organic. And he's also healed. Although he was okay with it, that's the problem. US Agent is restored after losing his arm and leg. If anybody has a suggestion on this, drop it down on cbr.com. Okay. Okay, everybody, you want to know what else I can educate you on? You want to know what else I can educate you on? Sure, I'm glad you fucking asked. Because I'm going to educate y'all guys until you get tired of me. Or eventually I get tired myself and I go downstairs, get myself a soda or something, and then I just hang out a little bit until I get tired, and then I pass out, and then I sleep in the next day, and then my sister goes to work, and then my brother goes downstairs to work, and the rest of that is history. Okay, so again, do you want to know what the unofficial requirements of being a Disney princess is? Now, I know this might sound a little off topic, but I have talked about Disney princess stuff before on the channels. The unofficial requirement to be a Disney princess. Okay, you ready? Are you ready? Alright. Disney is known for their princesses, and by golly Jim, they have a lot of them. Young women are born as royal or become royal by the end of the story. However, not every princess in the Disney movie is considered official. The title is reserved to those who appear in the Disney Princess line merchandise. And by golly Jim, I know lots of fucking girls that have that. But we're not talking just about them, we're talking about the princesses. So official members sometimes receive a coronation ceremony when company has inducted them. Now, over the years and many, many millenniums we have of Disney, fans have debated who should be included and who should be not included. Well, my fucking god, I lost my page again. Okay, what the fuck just happened? Okay, so, again, over the years, fans have debated who should be included and excluded to be qualified to be a Disney princess. However, list-based aside, the line's members have in common. However, some are pretty straightforward, while others are more ready to interpret. While you might have actual royal status, or how much money you have from your movie, here is what it takes to be a Disney princess. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is an update from May the 6th, today, by a guy named AJ Orverand. And my fucking page crashed again for the third fucking time. Fuck. Okay, then I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I'm trying to tell you how you become a Disney princess on this list. But the problem is, my page just keeps fucking crashing. Come on. Fuck a duck. Fuck a duck. Fuck a duck. Okay. Before I lose my head, I'm gonna keep going. First requirement. Disney princesses have to be human. Again, Lion King's Nala does not count. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Again, one thing the Disney princess all have in common is that they're human. The only exception is Little Mermaid, because she's a mermaid, then becomes a human at the end. Tiana, again, she wasn't always human. She became a fucking frog, and then became human again at the end of the fucking movie. Another exception would have been Tinkerbell from Peter Pan, who's not human. She's a fucking pixie. She's also included in the Disney Princess line, but she's removed because she's not real. And neither are all these people. None of them are fucking real. But Disney has plenty of movies featuring other beloved animal characters who have royal status, like Nala from Lion King. However, none of them have really made the cut. Next requirement. Princesses must be a main character of the film. And yes, Aladdin's Jasmine is still a main character. Disney stories have extended into so many mediums, such as televisions, video games, music, and more. They also include live action and animated projects. But alas, the Disney princesses star in animated films. This would explain why Princess Sophia from Sophia the First on Disney Junior and Elena and Isabel from Elena of Avalor are not included, because they're just TV shows you see on Disney Junior. It could also explain why Enchanted Giselle doesn't make the cut either, because, again, most of her was just written off anyway. Furthermore, Disney princesses have all been strong in roles in respective story. Again, they might not always be the most titular of characters, like Jasmine from Aladdin, where, again, she's a key player to the story, rather than just be support. This also explains why Ariel's sister and Little Mermaid are not included, despite being of the royal blood from King Trident. That has no impact on the plot whatsoever at all, and they have very, very few screen time. Disney princesses cannot debut in sequels. Again, make an exception. You did have some sequels, but again, that's a different story. Although Disney has made sequels and spin-offs of these princesses, all the official princesses have to come from the original film. Even if a given movie has more installments, or straight to DVD, in this case back in 2000, the princess must be introduced in the first movie to be considered Disney princess. This is why other princesses, such as Ariel's daughter Melanie, does not make the cut. Also, other princesses who we know from the second Mulan, and other people from Moana 2, they don't join the list either. So, princesses can be made royal in multiple ways. Birth, marriage, or being a hero. That's all, guys, that's all. Most of the Disney princesses are royal in tradition sense, meaning they are either born a princess or get married to someone who then become a princess. But alas, Disney has also extended princess status to daughters of chiefs such as Pocahontas, Moana, and Raya. Now, the main exception to this rule is Mulan, who's not really related to China's emperor by blood or marriage, but receives a special status for saving the entire country of China. Make no mistake there, she did save China. Many fans believe Mulan's act of heroism is what gave her the title of princess. But they also question, why has the honor been extended to other Disney heroines using that same rule? Now, for instance, Megara, who we know from Hercules, she sacrifices herself to save Hercules. But she doesn't become a princess. And also, look at Esmeralda. She's not a princess either. And she's not by royal blood or marriage. So to argue that decision, again, no one would ever say they count either. Shit, I just went too fast. Okay, the next rule is the Disney princess movies should be a box office success. Now, again, before you kill me, this is really a rule you have to have. Again, perhaps the most impactful, but also the most disrespectful, and also one of the most controversial reasons to be a Disney princess is you have to be a box office success. Again, to many fans' problems, this particular rule has kept a lot of characters out from being part of Disney princesses. Oh my fucking god, I lost the page again. God fucking damn. Please bring it back, bring it. Okay, perhaps the most important, most impactful, most controversial qualification of becoming a Disney princess is being a financial success in the box office. Yet to many fans being shit. Though the many fans' disappointment, this particular rule has kept a lot of the characters from becoming real Disney princesses, despite meeting the rest of the criteria. The princess from Atlantis, the Lost... Oh my fucking god! This is just getting pissed off. I'm getting pissed off by this. Okay, so again, namely the princess from Atlantis, the Lost Empire, and Princess Elenwe from the Black Cauldron do not make the cut. And because of that, also, people also thought the princess from the movie Wish should also be, but she's not there. She's also off the list too. There are a couple notable exceptions. Stupid page crashing again. This is the 7th time it crashed. I'm not even fucking counting anymore. This is just bullshit. Okay. Again. There are a couple notable exceptions to the rule. Sleeping Beauty, who initially bombed in the box office, had mixed reviews from critics. But they found it too similar to Snow White. However, the film had more success in re-release. And because Aurora has come to be ranked as a classic Disney princess character, next to Snow White and Cinderella, the other exception was Raya. Again, she was simultaneously in the theaters due to Disney Plus due to COVID-19. Also, this might also be a strategy that might have limited the box office success, considering that she is now considered princess. Disney Princess line includes some iconic characters. Frozen is a most notable exclusion. Since it all already began back in early 2000, the Disney Princess line roster has fluctuated. There were very few characters who included in this point, but some have had membership revoked because they don't fit the rest of the group. This includes Esmeralda, Tinker Bell, Alice in Wonderland, and others. There's also been people who've also been excluded, like Jane from Tarzan. Again, there are some fans that speculate she looked too similar from Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but again, whatever. Okay, one exclusion that's caused the most confusion is the Frozen princesses, both the sisters, who certainly met the criteria. But the only problem, though, Frozen franchise has been too successful, and they don't need to be included in another big franchise, despite the fact we're getting 3 and 4 in the next couple of years. Another exclusion says you also don't have Vanellope Van Schreets from Wreck-It Ralph and Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Break the Internet. Although she did declare herself president of the Presence of Sugar Rush on the end of her film, on Ralph Breaks the Internet, the Disney princesses themselves declared her one of the number. She may have checked the boxes, but she doesn't fit the group because she's too fucking young. Again, perhaps Disney could change that, but for now, she's just an honorary person and not official. Disney princesses have been increasingly feminist. Oh god, this is a really, really bad topic to talk about. Again, the emphasis again says personal agency has subverted the traditional feminist. At first, Disney princesses movies were released all the way back in 1937. With the modern, before the dawn of modern feminism, we have Snow White, who obviously is passive and most subdued. Now, she has tons of strength due to fail to be protect herself from the evil queen, while Sleeping Beauty does have little more than just sleep, waiting for her prince to kiss her and wake her up. Just like Snow White, Cinderella is yet another princess whose life revolved around finding the man and then accepted and then abused and hurled around by her stepmother and evil stepsisters who were pieces of fucking shit, and they have a little pushback. But until the 1980s, there was not the average Disney princess. Although it's important to acknowledge that Disney does not make a single princess movie between 1959 and 1989. Little Mermaid broke the ground in 1989 as the greatest ambition to ever be. Unlike all her predecessors, she fought back to conserve her power and again followed that after that you had Belle from Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin's Jasmine, effectively have cemented the trend as we know the Disney Renaissance. Disney princesses in fierce independence exhibited the bichitral power like Pocahontas and Mulan have also helped carry on the future decades, which also cites the power of empowered women such as Tiana, Rapunzel, Merida, Mirana, and Rhea. Feminism might not be the only problem to measure a Disney princess' potential popularity. It's also that the fact because fans have primarily met the potential and portrayal to be a fleshed out character, with widespread acclaim. Fandoms are growing, yet also, along with Disney in the 21st century, demands nothing less or nothing more than complete agencies for women's. In other words, the depiction of a Disney princess will likely reflect the era and the social value and social norms. Even if the world can sometimes seem like they're against them, fans also want to represent them as feminist icons, as Disney princesses. Now, after all, they're supposed to be symbols for young girls and role models for young women. And that's how it ended. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Again. Alright, what the fuck? Now, since we finished that list up, we are an hour and 13 minutes. It's already going on midnight here in the queue. So, what are we going to talk about next? What are we to talk about next? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because we're going to talk about one more thing. But, again, my fucking page crashed again. Fuck. As I refresh the comic book resource screen. Okay. Now I know I complain a lot about my computer going down. But it's kind of part of the video, so again, I'm sorry. Alright, we don't want to talk about that. Let's just keep going to something else we can talk about. Let's see. Okay, what the hell? What the bloody hell? What are we going to talk about next? No. Okay. What do we know about the new Harry Potter TV show? Now, I know I've talked a little bit about this before on the Hutchins Hut, but here we go back. Oh, fuck. Again, page crash. Page crash. Okay, everything we know about the new Harry Potter TV show. That, again, a lot of people are so against. The new Harry Potter TV show, which we only talked about briefly. Again, this is an update. It's important to remember the ongoing controversial statements by creator of Harry Potter franchise, J.K. Rowling. Again, HBO has been setting on I just fucking lost it. Okay, so what we're talking about now is everything we know about the Harry Potter TV show. HBO Max has been setting a new life to the new Harry Potter TV show. After we realized the Fantastic Beasts franchise has failed to keep the wizard world in mainstream. There were certainly some who've questioned the decision to revisit the books and the movies, especially because they felt more like the original movies kept such more high quality. It would be impossible for anything to surpass them. However, the attention, the love, and the detail on craft in 8 movies has redefined the British film industry. So much to the point where we have household names like Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, and Draco Malfoy. Now, it seems kind of silly that HBO Max will be taking this impact and the gun. Nonetheless, HBO is still moving forward with the most controversial project ever. So the producers and writers are set. The directors are chosen. The show is still missing one thing: the cast. Now again, original movies featured a truly amount of cash from the cast from British act legends, who again were paired up with the upcoming performers. Coming of age, they say. Now, veterans in the game were therefore able to elevate the young people. It's clear that they did have a tremendous job. Like the famous people like we know, Emma Watson, Daniel Radcliffe, have now established themselves in their own right. However, Harry Potter himself is incredible, and as we know, HBO Max show is now beginning to take form. The only problem though is the studio might be taking a small task. Again, lining up well-known names to counter the support of those talents. The Harry Potter reboot is moving farther away from the movies. Again, okay? Remember that, guys. Harry Potter TV show is going way off the movies. Way, way off from the movies. HBO Max has made a very specific decision to move firmly away from the movies. Again, the truth of the matter is, whatever the studio does, audiences are just going to be looking for excuses. And you know what excuses are for. Excuses are assholes. Now, again, my dad told me that. Now, again, the look and the feel of the show will be drastically different and takes away the identity we saw before. The other issue is that fans think the specific characters have to look a special way. Aside from Albus Dumbledore, who we know the headmaster of Hogwarts School of Magic, and other multiple performers have portrayed him, every other character in Harry Potter, more or less, has again been attached. I'm sorry, I'm getting pissed off. Anyway, aside from Dumbledore and having multiple other performers portray him, every other character in Harry Potter is more or less attached to a single person. We know that. Again, who likely looks stellar to the screen. This has been a much wider range effect than audiences are to really think about, because aside from all the toys, the posters, the rides, the merchandise, and all the other bullshit based on the actors, if fans want to buy a Funko Pop of Harry Potter, the model was based on Daniel Radcliffe. If they play the old Harry Potter games, again, Daniel Radcliffe. Not only is HBO looking to cast new people, they are distinctly different compared to the people we know. They also say they're very certain about not reusing actors who've appeared in the past. So, goodbye cameos. We're not going to have no cameo. Now, the Harry Potter films also had a very strict rule. Only British actors can be cast, unless they're required an international performer to fit the role. Again, acting as a royalty. Again, they have brought in the franchise too. Whereas Alan Rickman, his famous Snape, has cemented his legacy so much to the new generation. Only problem though is the early sign have pointed to notion is HBO Max is largely sticking to that rule. However, it's for the right performer, not the wrong performers, the right performers. Allowance and money has to get made. Profit has to get made. And at the end of the day, if you're not selling something, you're going to fail. So far, all the names announced in British, aside from one American, who actually has histories of playing a British role or British roles. HBO Max is focusing on a balance between big names and up and coming people to help establish a new starring process, at least as far as the people at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry are concerned. Now again, just like the Game of Thrones did before with the House of Dragon, there's an opportunity to build new people. But again, not a loss. There's not only do audiences feel like these actors are synonymous to the talent, or does HBO and Warner Bros. Discovery, do they suddenly feel they have the massive new talent to the roster? Characters aside, in particular, we have especially useful, they might be having a reputation that's really being set on their hands. But let's not forget who they have for their first big break. The Harry Potter TV show has already casted big names, and the school is already coming together. There's been a long time where news is really spin on the ground concerning potential people to the TV series. However, HBO Max has dropped a couple key names on fans, and fans are starting to scratch their heads. First, we got Dumbledore, who we know is the famous headmaster. He's been gifted to John Lithgow. John Lithgow, okay? Now, having previously portrayed Winston Churchill from The Crown, he's no stranger to playing British parts. He's recently astonished from The Conclave, and his franchise work from Daddy's Home and Shrek in his arsenal. Again, John Lithgow is willing to prepare his career as Dumbledore. Other places, okay? Janet McTeer has been cast as Professor McGonagall. Again, she's slightly younger than Maggie Smith, but she was the one picked for the part. Again, ironically, alongside Daniel Radcliffe, has defined McTeer's more recent filmography, but comic book fans want to argue and won't forget her name in Jessica Jones as her mother. Janet is also English and is a veteran performer who can bring quiet strength to her role, despite being able to accentuate the warmth and the humor that fits Professor McGonagall. Okay, Snape. You want to know who played Snape? Well, to be particularly challenging to fill the role for Alan Rickman, HBO Max has decided to put another British actor. What?
Dude,
Yep.
is sister in here?
Yeah. She's knocked out.
Oh, time for her to get to bed.
Okay. I can't push my bed.
What?
Bedtime, come on.
Bedtime.
Oh my god, you scared me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
It's alright. If you can't open the door the whole way, I just have to push the bed for her out.
Now we can show up to bed.
Yeah, thanks, brother. I'll make sure I'll finish up this stuff and I'll brush my teeth then.
Alright, and you two go brush your teeth, right?
I will make sure I brush my teeth. Alright.
Alright, night.
See you later, brother. See you in the morning. Okay, I'm sorry about the interruption. My brother just told me I had to brush my teeth. Alright. So excuse me for a few minutes. Okay, everyone, I'm sorry. Okay, everybody, I'm sorry. I had to brush my teeth. Stupid page is not responding. Okay, so what were we talking about? Okay, yeah, we were talking about Severus Snape. He's particularly challenged in the film after the great Alan Rickman. But HBO Max has put their faith in another guy compared to some other names attached to the star so far. He's also a lot less established, but has demonstrated his talent. He's taken on the most complex role in Harry Potter. Now, again, from his work on Gang of London, I May Destroy You, and the Lazarus Project, should has prepared him for the massive undertaking. This guy appears to be very dedicated to his character. It'll be interesting to see where this anti-hero will be. The ensemble thus far has been rounded out with a couple support characters who's filled more comedic roles in original movies. Nick Frost, who again most famously the Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy, has been selected as Hagrid, and some arguably serve as the heart and soul of the show. He's also had the humor and charm to pull it off. Meanwhile, British comedy legend Paul Whitehouse has been chosen to play Argus Filch, who is the caretaker of Hogwarts, who seems to dislike the kids, who he is supposed to help. And he's a lesser known person. There's also on screen comedy partnerships with Harry Enfield and Bob Mortimer. Harry Potter is more searching for more names. The series is also currently casting for their trio. The search for young characters continues. In fact, it's far from done. The HBO is taking a rather similar approach to find the stars like the originals. Open cast calls, school visits, and also spectacular discovery from the past. While cast agents have hoped to see the same thing time around. However, HBO Max is looking for new emerging young talent who has natural charisma and authenticity. The wide ensemble likely filled by the no characters in the area. British school kids who create the kind of atmosphere needed for Hogwarts School of Magic and Wizardry. So although there is a small chance that some talents from acting schools might end up with role in the production, it later just says HBO Max would prefer someone with no acting experience than have someone with acting experience. So who will be able to completely take over the character. Now, a lot of praise has been given to the way. Ah, fuck. I lost my screen again. What the fuck? I hate when my screen does that. So, although there is a chance that some talent from acting schools may enter a key role in production, it seems HBO Max would prefer someone with no acting experience at all, whether to build the character up. A lot of praise has been given to the way which most Netflix shows has pulled off the great performance from newcomers like the Harry Potter reboot television series will be looking to craft the similar buzz. At the time of this writing, no additional cast members have been announced yet, meaning HBO's full vision is not yet finished. In fact, right now, some of the cast decisions are in the air. There are some reports that say in coming up months, HBO Max confirms there will be more people. Okay, rumored people say Cillian Murphy will be Professor Quirrell. Mark Rylance, undisclosable. Some other people said, rumor has it, they've been keen to distance themselves from the project. Ah, God, why? What the fuck just happened? I lost my place. I lost my place again. What the fuck? I hate this. Okay. So we know Harry Potter TV show. They're still searching for people. Hmm. Right now, some of the casting decisions are still up in the air, while there were no further reports coming in the months of HBO Max confirming the additional choices. Rumors exclusions say Cillian Murphy will play Professor Quirrell and Mark Rylance an undisclosed role. However, some stars have yet to be keen to distance themselves from the project. Thus, also certain performers who have been entirely ruled out from the casting. However, the quality and the long-term impact on Harry Potter on HBO Max could live up and die by casting decisions made in the near future. Some fans should be really optimistic based on what has been reported thus far. It's important to realize that whatever rumors circulate next, keep it with a grain of salt. And remember, there have been so many untrue claims that it's best to take everything for granted. So again, don't get pissed off all the time if you don't like somebody being casted as someone. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say. If you don't like the person who's been casted as such person, at least give them a try. At least give them a chance. Don't just flat out disrespect them. Don't flat out disrespect them. HBO Max has been trying to figure out how to make the new Harry Potter reboot happen. And the cast is not complete yet. In fact, they only just have a couple people confirmed. So, again, until we know more, we'll keep updating you here on Hutchins Hut and Hutchins Hut Productions. We'll continue our best to try to let you know what's going on with that. Alrighty. Do you want to know every single character that's returning for Ahsoka Season 2? Well, I'm glad you asked because we have talked about Ahsoka over here on Hutchins Hut. In fact, actually, about a couple years ago, we talked about Ahsoka, the Ahsoka Tano Disney Plus show. Star Wars has a lot of new content coming up the next couple of years, and Ahsoka Tano has been returned and renewed for Season 2. Fans just want to know what happens, and I don't blame them. I'm the same way. Season 2 will have to come up with continuations and possibly conclusions for multiple plot lines that have not been answered from first season. In the core of our narrative, though, again, let's keep in mind the characters and dynamics with one another and how they affect the universe around them and the fans around them. With so much time been passed since the first season, there's been a lot of loss. And again, it's easy and hard to lose track of returning for the second season. Or there could also be some new people. Did you guys know Captain Enoch might get more story? You know Captain Enoch is also Thrawn's right-hand man. Perhaps one of the most interesting, most mysterious characters is Captain Enoch. If you don't know who Captain Enoch is, let me show you who Captain Enoch is. Okay, right there in front of my computer is Captain Enoch. He's a very mysterious character. He's also Grand Admiral Thrawn's right-hand man. He cuts the figure as the most ruthless leader and has respectfully been a friend of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yet so little has been told about him in Season 1, so a lot of people want to know what happens of him. He's also the most trusted person next to Grand Admiral Thrawn, so Season 2 will definitely have to build him some more character. So Captain Enoch, again, has been pursuing the crew of the Ghost. And again, in a re-release, they say active part of Thrawn's plan. More than just the hired muscle and security of, Enoch might be also Thrawn's new capable huntsman and warrior whose absolute loyalty to Grand Admiral. Combine that with his skill and his loyalty, and suddenly fans have a new person to look out for. Chopper. We all know Chopper. Chopper will no doubt create another return. We know Chopper. Chopper got so little time on the screen in the first season, and Dave Filoni has been pretty attentive correcting that. The lovable yet also grumpy droid is now returning back. Also, early promo has also showed Chopper, yes, Chopper, will have his own blaster during whatever scraps he finds himself in. He also will be interesting because we want to have Ezra Bridger back too. Also, remember, 10 years has been a long time. The two have had a caring, yet also not hectic relationship with each other. If anything comes from it, not change, expect Chopper to come back, as they work a hard time together. Next on the list, we got Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker. I'm very, very excited he's returned because Anakin Skywalker might have had a role in the past, he definitely has in the present. Hayden Christensen, legacy character, Anakin Skywalker return has been confirmed at the Star Wars Celebration this year in Japan. Star Wars Celebration Japan. Hashtag Star Wars Celebration Japan. Anakin Skywalker will make his most epic reappearance in the season 2 of Ahsoka. He's also already confirmed to be watching over Ahsoka after he got stuck on Paradum. Given the last interaction from the world between worlds, we'll see him come back from the world between worlds, the past and the present, and also the flashbacks we saw from Ahsoka's memories, who we saw. I have one last lesson for you, Snips. I have one last lesson for you. Again, so many fans get further insight that with his time, he will be back. And God, oh God, he will be back because we love Anakin. Anakin is just great. Aside from the fact he was a genocidal murderer in the later part of his story arc. But more importantly, Anakin's ascended from status following his passing and becoming the one of the Force. He's also allowed him to attain a power previously unheard of. Also, he's pivoting towards being greater than he was before. Also, he's a major part of the solution as to whatever happened to Baylan Skoll during his quest. Shin Hati. Shin Hati will also become more like Sith. Shin Hati will take the dark side. Okay, make no mistake, Shin Hati has been subservient and has been the Padawan to Baylan Skoll. Planned from the first season. By this point now, Master and Apprentice is over. Baylan has wished to continue his search, has been called to him the Parada, but Shin Hati has showed a more traditional dark side way of things. She wants more power than Baylan Skoll himself, in the most immediate way possible, thus also tempted to join Grand Admiral Thorne instead of her master. Her abandoning Paranam, to live her, to the Shin again to have a chance to assume command on bandits, thereby power and force and lightsaber skills and mastery, has likely made her something of the Raid Queen. While her future has yet to be set, Shin Hati is also a power-hungry, unafraid, badass female motherfucker who will kill whoever is in her way. Make no mistake, she will be an enemy of Ahsoka and her friends, and will also be trapped on Parada, where she doesn't possess the same level of strength as Master Baylan Skoll, because she was trapped on Parada. So, while she doesn't possess the same level as Master Baylan Skoll, the dark side, again, she will become. She will be part of the dark side, she will. Yes. One wrong move can make her fatal. Baylan Skoll. Yes, we have Baylan Skoll. Of course Baylan Skoll has come back. But because of the following the tragic passing of Ray Stevenson, we have the Game of Thrones actor Rory McCain, filling in for Ray Stevenson. Again, we did a special talk about that on the Facebook Live about how we really miss Ray Stevenson. He was a really good guy. May he rest in peace. Now, again, Baywin's personal journey, as said, he will continue his search for mysterious power summoned from Imperida. If fan theories correct, he will be on the path to unleashing the most powerful villain of history, both from Legends and Disney canon. If he doesn't, Baywin will be the primary enemy of the season. His action has facilitated the rise of danger in the galaxy. Thus, Baywin's skull has also been a major threat and must be dealt with before his unrelenting quest endangers and hurts anybody else. Okay, now we also have the droid. The droid is also coming back. Again, the droid also comes back, and I'm just gonna skip him. Next, we got Hera Syndulla. Hera Syndulla will also play a big role in Ahsoka Season 2. She also will be the fearless leader to fight against God Admiral Thrawn. Hera doesn't seem to get a lot of attention in the first season, but make no mistake, she will return. And again, that's all about to change because she will be the leader to fight against Grand Admiral Thrawn. And the principal enemy of the Star Wars rebels, Hera Syndulla, also will once again step up and lead the role of the rebels to bring Grand Admiral Thrawn down. Yet, make no mistakes, she will no doubt have to face obstacles, just like Ahsoka has done. Especially considering how politics of the New Republic are desperate to avoid any sort of war or imperial remnant. So Hera also has a story that will probably be very important to the story. In fact, she is one of the rebels that is really important to the New Republic. My screen blacked out again. Okay, so Hera, her story is going to be the most important because she's the commander of the rebels, of the New Republic. Also, to recognize the threat of the Empire, Grand Admiral Thrawn, again, is more than just conspiracy. Well, then again, she'll also have emotional tears to her about seeing Ezra Bridger returning, and Sabine and Ahsoka once again shifts the dynamic to her family. Did you guys know Sabine Wren will become a Jedi? Yes, you guys told me right. Sabine Wren will become a Jedi. I'm not surprised by that because many people learn Ahsoka has taken Sabine Wren as Padawan for a time. Sabine might not have not so much Force potential from her first adventure from Star Wars Rebel. She was tested through the first season. She's also attempted to call upon the Force and failed every time, leading to whether or not Ahsoka made a mistake of training her. Alas, but she wasn't. Sabine tapped into the Force by the first season and quickly has proven herself worthy to help Ezra in combat and even gets him home. And if you don't say that's Jedi right there, then I don't see what else. But also by fulfilling her promise to him by bringing Ezra home, also swapping places with him on Perida. Oh my god, my screen keeps blacking out. And it crashed. Oh my god. This is taking twice as long than I wanted it to be. God fucking damn. Okay, so we're going back all the way down to where we were. Sabine. Yeah, Sabine. As we said, Sabine Wren is now the Padawan of the main character, Ahsoka. But did Ahsoka make a mistake of training her? We don't know. She wasn't, though, because Sabine tapped into the Force by the first season end, and quickly has proved adoptable enough to use it to help Ezra in combat and get him home. If that doesn't spell out Jedi, then I don't know what does. But also swapping places with him on Perida, her time in Ahsoka has also filled up the empty world. Well, one of the further training she learns is how to harness her Force ability that hasn't been seen for a long time. She is the very first, the very first Mandalorian Jedi. Yes, make no mistake, she is the very first Mandalorian Jedi. Now, Ezra Bridger, he is literally Space Jesus, and also essentially the is basically the main dude of Ahsoka series. Ezra's return, as internet has called him, Space Jesus. He has returned, and again some things have changed, both for the Republic and the New Jedi Order. However, many fans know because of Luke's new Jedi Order and the events of the sequel, because Ezra was not there, again, people like to say, oh, what became of Ezra? What became of Ezra? Well, as the internet and most people has dubbed him as Space Jesus, which he does look like Space Jesus. The young Jedi in Grand Amel, or inextricably linked thanks to the time trapped on Peridot. And who is responsible? Ezra is responsible, aka as people have dubbed him, Space Jesus. Now, as they're both back, they're not going to waste time getting out on action. The early showcase shows that Ezra is taking part of the big battle, so he'll probably have to lead against Thorne's forces in order to attempt the galaxy to deal with the fact the Empire's greatest tactician himself has returned. Also, it is also important because he's also going to meet with legendary Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Will he fulfill his destiny as tapped in the Legend War? Well, we're about to find out. As Ahsoka may not be confronting Thrawn directly, he's arguably dealing with something more worse. Grand Admiral Thrawn still presents a single great threat to the galaxy because, remember, we're in the New Republic, guys, we're in the New Republic. So again, his return will galvanize the Imperial admin in a legend continuity, making him the head of the Empire and a remain resource that has undoubtedly tried to reclaim the galaxy for the Empire. However, his plan for Quest is still unknown, likely because he uses the Night Sisters. Who are the Night Sisters? Well, go back to the Clone Wars and they will tell you about the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters were like special, what do we call them? They're kind of like witches. Okay, they're kind of witches. That's what they are. The mysterious cargo has brought back from Peridot must be addressed and well. But in short, we know Thorne is still much of an enigma as he ever was. In fact, he is now the big brain who has the ultimate plan to do the same thing his old enemies did. But in any way, most fans want to know him, but it's been too late. And we cannot have the show without Ahsoka Tano. That is why she's number one on this list, on this countdown. Because naturally, she is the character of the show. The show is literally her. Again, the show is literally her. And again, our fan favorite former Jedi has now navigated her way through the strange world of Peridot. While also unknown, we know she'll come back in Galaxy proper, and again, wielding her famous white lightsabers. It's confirmed already, again, she has to deal with Baylan Skoll, and personal conflict with Baylan Skoll has been stated to be something more epic and more to come. Of course, there is the matter of mysterious power, where Baylan Skoll comes to Peridot in the first place, where Ahsoka might tie into him. With proven ties with the Mortis, who Ahsoka has had her own intimate connection with, it's likely that they'll go deeper explanation of the place within the Force, where she'll represent the light side of the Force in the great galactic conflict in the end. Okay, guys, so I caught you guys up on what's going on with a lot of stuff. I caught you guys up on what's going on with the Harry Potter show. I told you what's going on with the upcoming Ahsoka season 2. Okay, so if that doesn't spell anything out, then I don't know what else would. Because I'm already almost 2 hours in this video. I'm almost 2 hours on this video. And I'm probably going to be taking a drink pretty soon. Okay, one more thing, guys. One more thing. I'm going to do one more thing. I promise. I promise you guys one more thing. And one more thing I will do. Because we're catching you guys up on the universe. Oh my gosh. We gotta catch you up on the universe. Yeah, we gotta catch you up in the universe. Okay. Hold on. Why is my screen not opening? Why is my screen not opening? It's been blacking out at least 30 different times throughout this live stream. Okay, what the hell is happening? What the hell is going on? Why is my screen not working? Well, I don't know. Well, in case you guys missed what I talked about a lot of different things. I talked about how my day was, and then I also talked about, well, I did my episode reaction and review on the next 3 episodes we had tonight of our friends Cassian Andor Season 2. After that, we also went to comic book resources, and we talked about a lot of stuff on comic book resources. We talked about U.S. Agent. We talked about the requirements on how to be a Disney princess. We talked about the update on Harry Potter. We talked about the update on Ahsoka Tano. So again, I feel like I've really much invested a lot of education to you guys. And if you guys disagree, then again, I'm sorry. But again, I just got to figure out. I just need to get one more good article for you. If I can find. I need to get one more good article, and then I'll hang this up, and then I'll probably put on some videos. I don't know. I might drink something and then fall asleep. Maybe I'll just sleep in the morning like I did before, like the many of times. Come on now. Why? This is really starting to piss me off. Why is my screen not opening? God fucking damn it. Oh, fuck. Why is this doing that? Let me close out a bunch of pages and see if that helps. Oh my gosh. Son of a biscuit. Son of a biscuit. Alright. Come on. Come on, Mamacita. We need to get this last thing. You know what I want to do? Since I'm so pissed off with the fact that my computer pages keep blacking out and changing on me, I'm shutting off my computer and I'm going to power it back on. And hope and pray that I get one more good article for you before I hang up, watch something, and then fall asleep. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm sorry. But again, I got myself a New Mexico beer. I'm popping open a Social Hour Santa Fe Brewing Co. New Mexico beer. Because I've been talking for a while. And yes, it's really good. It's kind of sour, but again, I've been drinking beer for a long time. So make no mistake there. Make no mistake. gotta log back on. Yeah, I gotta log back on. Also, I do have to also say, I really appreciate everybody who has watched my show. I really want to thank everybody who has watched my shows. Without you guys, this show would not be possible. In fact, without you guys, my channel would not be as possible. So I want to congratulate everybody who has been a member here on the Hutchins Hut and or subsidiaries. Okay. All right, everybody. All right. So you want to know one last thing. And we're going over to our friend Microsoft News. We're going to be talking our last thing tonight about Thunderbolts. The last thing we're going to talk about on this live, we're going to close up with the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts. You guys want to know what the twist of the Thunderbolts is. The twist of the Thunderbolts, Marvel has confirmed the Thunderbolts are now the new Avengers. Yes, Marvel does not wait to drop the major twist of Thunderbolts. After the release, much has speculated what the asterisk of the film is. But now it makes sense. You know why? Because the asterisk at the end of Thunderbolts, in fact, is what they call the New Avengers. Although that reveal seems a little surprising, Marvel's market also includes a new teaser from our friends over in Marvel Studios in Singapore, which is our international friend across the oceans and across internationally. Now, they open up the twist with some more buzz. You want to know more of the buzz? I'll tell you more of the buzz. So keep on watching as I tell you. Okay, our main star, Florence Pugh, who we know as Yelena Belova, has unveiled the new Avengers poster. Now, in a newly released promotion picture and video, the cast on Thunderbolt presents a fresh new poster with actress Florence Pugh, who we know is Yelena Belova, has teared off the original Thunderbolts logo to reveal the phrase, the new Avengers. Just in the moment where we realize it's been shared across social media, including Twitter and Instagram, and other pages as well, strategizing the studio strategy to shift the audience toward the future. You've seen that asterisk everywhere, but now it's time to reveal what that is. The asterisk next to Thunderbolts says now that it's New Avengers. According to Newsweek, they say this twist becomes the broader theme where recent titles, particularly Brave New World, which we saw like 2 months ago, has said Avengers absence. Now, with the new team stepping up to fill the voids, fans are wondering what happens for the other heroes like Thor and Hulk, and even Captain America. This might be kind of unofficial, but can this development be setting up the new showdown in Doomsday or Secret Wars? I don't know. Comic book roots now say behind the concept, they say the asterisk next to Thunderbolts means that because the Avengers are missing, we found out their asterisk really means that's the perfect time for the Thunderbolts to rise. The strong box office debut. Now, despite the spoiler I've told you before, Thunderbolts opened up with a really strong $76 million domestic. And across the world, it has $162 million on their open weekend. Not too shabby, not too shabby. However, Report Production says it's only about $180 million. So, the film's already been on solid foot. And by God, Jim, it is. Star-studded ensemble. Well, we know it has Florence Pugh. We know it has Sebastian Stan. We know it has David Harbour, Riot Russell, Hannah John Kamen, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and others. Now again, this film's currently playing in the theaters, So I really recommend you go watch it. I loved it, so you go watch it. Okay, you want to know what's going on with Netflix? Okay, you guys know Netflix has announced cancellation of 4 of their most popular shows. This was yesterday. Okay, well, Netflix has boasted lots of new shows, most of them hit originals. The reality is, not all of them could survive in the same time. While leaving the stream service giant executives to make tough calls, unfortunately, those decisions have led to serious constellation and cancellations to 4 of the most popular shows ahead for the 2025 and 2026 TV show season. According to our friend DirecTV, Netflix has announced 4 of the most popular shows will not get renewed for seasons. This includes The Empress and Sandman, and Territory and Recruit. All of these shows are canceled and will not get another season. Again, The Empress. The Empress is a German historical drama based on the Empress of Austria. Did you guys know it's Netflix's second most series worldwide for 2 weeks and has been 7th most popular non-English series since 2022? But like everything else, it's not going to have another season. Here we go. Sandman. Sandman is another show, fantasy, again in the USA, again based on the 1989 and 1996 DC comic books of the same name. While though it's renewed for a second season, it's not going to be renewed. Territory. Territory is an Australian Western drama. It's been canceled this year just only after 1 season. Now, The Recruit. The Recruit is an American spy adventure series that follows the CIA and becoming involved in a massive international conflict. Dangerous parties go on assets sense that try to expose relations to agencies. Now, obviously, a lot of fans will not be excited to hear these cancellations, which is very unfortunate because a lot of these series are really good, especially Sandman, because that's a DC property. So, what are your thoughts on that? Do you guys feel like Netflix is doing the wrong thing by canceling those? Let us know. Okay, what is going on with my old friend Charleston? What is going on in my old friends in Charleston? Charleston, South Carolina. Now, again, this is not comic book related, but I'm still talking about it. Did you guys know my old friend in Charleston, South Carolina, their school district gives an update on their cybersecurity that happened in 2024? Charleston, South Carolina, where I just moved from, has an investigation on cybersecurity problems within the Charleston School District. This has been pinpointed because district leaders said there was a problem that happened in the school back in July of 2024. There's also results that say there was an unauthorized access by a cyber criminal group we know, Ransom Hub, as districts have said in release. The problem happened between the summer of 2024. It's affected over 20,653 people, including students and teachers, going all the way back before 2005. The district also says district's release does not disclose this information because the group has accessed the system. It says their system has been exploited and has been secured by district systems that have undergone significant security updates to prevent future attacks by Ransom Hub. Their school district of Charleston, South Carolina, does not pay the ransom or engage in negotiations with cyber terrorists. And again, at this point, the releasement states personal information compromised by the incident varied by cyber terrorists. My district completed an exhaustive review last summer saying they identified and notified the people who were affected. The school district of Charleston, South Carolina also has offered free protective services, including credit monitors, identifying that internet theft assistance and $1 million of insurance reimbursement policy to everybody that's been affected. There's even video on it on Y5 Charleston News. Anybody who has questions about that, call 1-877-522-6813. Again, the number is 1-877-522-6813. 1-877-522-6813. Call now. And again, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., their offices are open and you can speak to representatives. Okay. So apparently Charleston, South Carolina is getting lots of cyber attacks. Did you guys know they got lots of cyber attacks? I don't think you guys know, so I decided. Okay. Also, what's also going on in Charleston, South Carolina? In Charleston, South Carolina, water parks are to open on the weekend of May 17th. This is where the season starts. Again, more Charleston, South Carolina stuff. Charleston, South Carolina, summer will soon come to Charleston, South Carolina, where 3 of their most famous water parks will open for the season. The Charleston County Park and Recreation Commission will now open their new park Splash Island, Splash Zone, and the Whirlwind Waters for weekends only starting their season now on May 17th of 2025. The parks will open for daily operations later in the month, while also Charleston Community Park Recreation says park hours will vary this year and provided preliminary schedules for operations on each location. Whirlwind Waters, North Charleston. Open on a weekend starting on May 17th, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They also open daily from May 30th to August 10th, weekends from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and weekdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays. Also, open weekends only starting August 11th and also closes on Labor Day. Splash Island. No. Okay, Splash Island. Splash Island, which is in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Also, there's Splash Zone in James Island, South Carolina. So Splash Island, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and Splash Zone, James Island, South Carolina. Open weekends only starting on May 17th, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays from 1 to 6 p.m. They are open every day from May 30th to August 3rd, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays from 1 to 6 p.m., weekdays 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they close for the season after the 3rd of August. The West County Aquatic School Pool Center in Hollywood, South Carolina, will also open on weekends beginning on May 17th, with daily operations starting on the 30th. West County Aquatic Center. West County, South Carolina. Again, open weekends only starting May 17th, Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays from 1 to 6 p.m. Open daily from May 30th to August 10th, Saturdays and weekdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays from 1 to 6 p.m. Open weekends also say West County Aquatic Center. Open weekends start from August 11th and closes Labor Day. Each of these parks and pools will be open on Memorial Day, while also some holidays have different hours. If you want to check out our schedule for pools and water parks and aquatic centers, check us out at charlestoncountyparks.com for more information. In addition to water slides and lazy rivers and wave pools, splash pads, and also some really awesome family fun water parks, you can also check out a full range of our other services, including concession stands, lockers, lounge chairs, showers, and bathrooms. Each water park is staffed with certified lifeguards, they said. This is from our friends over on Next Star Media. Again, from Live 5 Charleston News. Okay, so I told you some stuff about what's going on in Charleston, South Carolina, where I had recently had moved from. Okay, so whatever stuff we're going to talk about. Hmm. Did you guys know Roblox is ending their chat service? Yes, did you guys know the game Roblox is going to be ending their chat service? This was just yesterday, guys. The game and famous game Roblox is going to be ending their chat service. But you guys want to know when. The famous game we know, Roblox, has converted the legacy chat service to the text chat service, prompting various concerns among the users. The change to Roblox has been made to respect the parental controls that may affect the older Roblox games. Users be concerned and worry not because the admin of these games may negatively impact the shutdown of the legacy chat. Roblox has shut down the legacy chat on the game platform by converting a new system where players will voice their concerns over this change. Opinions on the loss of Roblox in the legacy chat has noted that several other games and older games on their platform relied on this chat system to operate. Since the developers may be banned, furthermore, other comments pointed by older chat systems may have more creative layouts, as opposed to the new corporate design. Okay, Roblox is created by a guy named David Bazaki and Eric Kasel. It opened up to the public back in 2006. It has amassed an average of 85 million users as of February 2025. That's a lot of active users on Roblox. But again, to demonstrate the game and the popularity of Roblox, restaurant chain Chipotle Mexican Grill has launched a Roblox game that also offers free burritos. Realizing how this integrated the specific game system and how it's become a real world phenomenon. Roblox was confirmed back in late 2024 that the legacy chat is now confirmed to be changed over to the text chat system. And the players have until April 30th of 2025 to change. And it already has changed. So, following Roblox update restrictions to protect the children who play this game, more added new limitations as late of 2024. The deviants have noted the primary reason for the change to the text chat service to ensure that all chat messages on the platform of Roblox and the parental controls. Additionally, Roblox team has noted they changed the additional changes have been changed in the future to support future safety and legal requirements for children who play the game. Roblox has converted legacy chat over to the text chat service. Roblox has shut down legacy chat service. And there's a post about it on Roblox on our friend Reddit. Roblox has said on the voice chat remains a popular way to communicate on the game, and the platform too. It has a list of features that parents can safeguard and protect their kids from. While the change is also positive for the young people, several Redditors are concerned about how this conversion will affect the admin in their games as they didn't get transferred. They discussed on Reddit threads back last month that the game in the subreddit has many think that this change would be the death of the admin titles. One of the Roblox users shared that the shutdown of legacy chat room has also led to a privatization of certain games such as Roblox that has later attempted to auto-convert all the games to text chat after April deadline. And by failing to do that, Roblox can disable the chat in unconverted games and turn them into private until the chat is fully converted and disabled by their owners. By the end of April, we had the end of the legacy chat room, has left a big portion of the players base uncertain about the impact it'll have on the games. Another recent change that has really stumbled players is Roblox has quietly renamed friends within the Eternal builds. By the amendment, they said reportedly still in development, it hasn't been officially announced yet. The random name change has confused people to the point where they question the reason behind it. And yeah, the answer is yet to be given. So, what's your thought about the change of Roblox? Do you like the change of Roblox? Again, let me know. Okay, this is really interesting. Did you guys know that? Hold on. Here are the less popular colleges of the United States of America. Okay, the top 40 less popular colleges of the United States of America. Coming up on number 40, Johnson State College, Vermont. Many high school students apply to Johnson State College are drawn by location. After all, Vermont is known for hills and outdoor activities. It's even said to be the largest maple syrup producer in the United States. But did you know Johnson State College has gone through lots of changes in the past couple of years? Their decision to merge with Linden State has become Northern Vermont University back in 2018 and has not ended too well. Again, these are the top 40 less popular colleges of the United States. In the time of this publishing, the acceptance rate has been a respectable 95%. But that doesn't mean everyone graduates. All in all, the graduation rate there is only 37%, which is way below average. Next on our list is Lawrence University, Wisconsin. Okay, you guys might be wondering why Lawrence University is on this list. The place is a stellar reputation with an impressive graduation rate of about 80%. But nonetheless, while it's also considered to be one of the best colleges of the USA, the terms of education in school, it's safe to say it's not cheap. Students have to pay a debt over $47,000 a year in fees, and that's not before you think about living on the dormitory. To make matters worse, the average person at Lawrence University graduate only earns about $44,000 every year after they graduate. So you'll likely have to spend a long time paying off those student debts. Next on the list is Plymouth State University in New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire is a popular location for most college students. Overall, there were 12 public schools and 6 private schools to choose from. It's not hard to understand why Plymouth State University would suck in their students. It's a stunning location that has great statistics and name, but their reputation has not been impressive. However, that's changed a couple years ago when the school found itself caught up in legal scandals. Legal scandals. Oh God, there's legal scandals. When Plymouth State University student has tried to court some very serious changes and charges, it's also later discovered that a professor has assisted a student in court and they are fired and are never reprimanded by helping out someone in a small capacity. Next on the list of the worst U.S. colleges, we have Rhode Island. Rhode Island College is a popular Rhode Island yet is also a popular vacation spot to many, but it's not really where most people want to go take their kid to college. Despite that, Rhode Island College is still full of students every year, though again, understand the reputation sets them back. After all, everybody who knows living in New England is never cheap, and Rhode Island College graduates only make about $37,000 a year on average after graduating. Although they have tried to lower the fee to help the student out, most people in Rhode Island College have graduates only walk out with only $26,000 in debt. This could put anybody out. Next on the list is Fountainhead College of Technology in Tennessee. Now, again, many private schools in the U.S., but others don't quite make it. This is the case for Fountainhead College of Technology. They have closed the door for the last time in 2018, although their teacher students has only 250 years. It's struggling to find a balance between teaching students and profitable business. In the end, they just don't work. Again, all in all, the fees of the students are too high to afford, and that means the student numbers are low, and they weren't quite meeting the quota. So they had no option but to close it up. Next on the worst U.S. colleges is Hartwick College, New York. Many students love the idea of college and attending a college in New York. It's fair to say that Hartwick College is quite literally miles away from Big Apple. Located in Owena, Hartwick College is a 4-year public college that sounds enticing but may have more trouble worth for the students because a year's worth tuition sets an average student about a whopping $48,120, and that is really expensive. To make matters more worse, though only 58% of the students actually graduate after spending money, then they finally get the job. They're not only expected to earn about $48,500, but it's a very small amount of debt. Texas College, Texas. You probably don't need to say there are too many amazing colleges in Texas. It is the biggest state in the US. It's brimming with school opportunities, which makes it very competitive in the landscape. Sadly, though, Texas College does not seem to be able to compete the big dogs. For starters, the graduation rate's only just 12%, way below average, and the major turnoff for most high school students. While the $21,000 school fee can be worse, the average salary after graduation in Texas College is only just $23,000. Because of that, most prospective students don't think it is worth it. Everglade University, Florida. Every high school student has dreamed about going to Florida, right? Hot sun weather, close to the beach, theme parks like Disney World and Universal Orlando. Well, it seems like it will be a whole lot of fun, but from the academic and financial point of view, Everglade University has its downside. Past students have even called it one of the most worst schools when it comes to fees and local live costs. Apparently, many students have regretted their choice to attend this college when they realize they have little money left to do anything with, and they've crippled their debt by the end of their course. University of Montevallo, Alabama. Public schools tend to be more cheaper than private schools, but that doesn't make up for the fact they're more affordable than the average Joe's. It's highly likely that students need to take out high interest loans to afford their classes and work multiple jobs to buy food and pay rent. While some also wonder whether it's worth a place for University of Montevallo, after all, they only say they only have a 47% graduation rate. And while the median salary of University of Montevallo graduates only a little over 38,000, they'll only walk away with debts of about 26,000, so they'll constantly chase their tails. Next on the worst schools is Middlebury College, Vermont. Sometimes a college can come under national fire from one incident or another, yet that's exactly what happened in 2017 at Middlebury College in Vermont. Although the public school has been praised for teaching the graduation rate over the years, it's also been widely criticized by the way it handles their problems. In a visit a controversial political scientist caused a stir back in 2017, violence has erupted and one faculty member was injured. To make it more worse, the whole situation sparked so much debate on free speech and discrimination that it made headlines across the United States. Because of this, many high school students are put off the list from applying to this college. Ultimate Medical Academy, Florida Plus Online. If you haven't heard about Ultimate Medical Academy, don't be too surprised. This private school is run by an ex Trump University employee and offers mostly online classes. Not to be confused though, it also offers in person classes in and around Florida for those who prefer to speak to professors face to face. However, while you might be inclined to check out the private college and apply next year, you might not want to do a lot of research on this because allegedly this school sucks. It's also now defunct Trump University and is no excuse in claim federal student aid, so it really is not worth it. Next on the worst schools of America, you have Jackson State University in Mississippi. Did you guys know Jackson State University is pretty famous? It's also where rapper P. Diddy also came and has given a whopping $1 million in funds. However, he's pretty famous. P. Diddy has went to Jackson State University. Make no mistake, the no confidence from the board and safety on students has come without question in multiple times. Make no mistake, as it wasn't enough, over half the students who attend Jackson State University are not able to graduate, and the graduation rate is only 43%. Many high school students choose to go elsewhere. Wheelock College, Massachusetts. Many public colleges around the U.S. are famous for specific programs, from law to healthcare to science. Wheelock College is specifically famous for education programs. While a lot of people want to be teachers, they head to Massachusetts in an effort to make a bag degree and to start in their career in the education system. However, if you do want to venture off, it's not really worth it. The low and college fees are really high. In fact, students who go there leave the college with debts with over 20,000. It'll be a very long time before these people pay off. Next on the worst colleges of America, we have Laramie County Community College in Wyoming. It's fair to say community colleges have bad reputations. When you think about it, there are still some same courses and same degrees, while on a very discount rate. In the case of Laramie County Community College in Wyoming, they say these charges students about $3,306 per year to attend. You're not guaranteed that degree in the end of community college at all. In fact, at Laramie County Community College, the graduation rate's so low, it's all the way down on 25%. Of course, this might have something to do with the students rather than the teachers, but the percentage is still very low. Marquette University, Wisconsin. While choosing the college, many high school students base their decisions on graduation rate, school fees, and general reputation. While keeping in mind that safety should also be considered when choosing a college, as more dangerous than others. In this case, Marquette University in Wisconsin. This has currently also been classed as one of the ninth most dangerous colleges in the U.S. In fact, property crime has been really high in Wisconsin, which is why students living off campus should really think about living off campus. Well, making matters more worse, the tuition for this public school is a whopping $39,000 per year. And while Wisconsin is really kind of lovely if you think about it in the wintertime, you might have to think it's not worth it. University of Wisconsin. You can tell a lot about a university by the person in charge of it. It's fair to say the leadership at University of Wisconsin has come over a lot of fire over the years. Although Ray Cross has only been in charge for a bit for 5 years, the University of Wisconsin president has been criticized for failing to produce diversity report by facing a vote of no confidence by reprimanding speakers and evaluations from free speech. Again, because of that, the reputation of this public school has definitely struggled. Ray Cross, again, has retired, though, and said he might make a comeback, but again, don't count on it. Seminole University of South Tennessee. Now, at first glance, Seminole University of the South seems like a great option for high school students, not only for world-class liberal arts, but it's set in acres of land of rural Tennessee. The graduation rate is only 79%, and it's the leading seminary in the Episcopal Church. You and your parents have to spare cash in the bank. It's certainly an impressive option yet to consider. However, if you're running low on a fund, don't bother. It's not the right option for you. Impressive statistics come equally as impressive fees. An yearly fee at Seminole will set you back about $54,000 in debt. DeVry University. While moving away from home and living and studying in a different area can be very scary for high school students, they want to know why they're changing their college and why they count on them for support. However, that's one of the reasons why DeVry University in Illinois has been such a really bad reputation. As many of the classes online are almost impossible to contact anybody, it really feels cold and not personal. And it wasn't bad enough, most people only graduate and come around with a whopping $30,000 worth of debt. That's before you mention the fact you have an abysmal 21% of a graduation rate there. Now, another bad school, University of Alabama, Birmingham. The University of Alabama, Birmingham is a fairly well-known college in the United States, though it's world renowned and being competent research university and academic medical center. It's been seen really successful alumni walk through the walls. Though not to say not doesn't have its problems and flaws though. Outside the university, Birmingham is considered to be very dangerous, while some of the biggest property crime in the United States. On the list, it only has a 55% graduation rate. It's more impressive than some of the other colleges we said on this list earlier, but it's still very low considering the high school students looking back for schools. West Virginia State University. Now, even though West Virginia is tucked away in the mountains in the middle of nowhere land, it's no surprise that so many high school students dream of leaving their hometown and going to West Virginia. While also an acceptance rate of 96%, it's highly likely they'll get accepted, but that doesn't mean they'll graduate. The graduation rate is only 22%, and those who graduate normally have around $31,000 of debt to show for it. And if that wasn't enough, the average salary of West Virginia State University graduates 6 years after graduation is only just $30,000. That doesn't even cover the fact you have a student loan to pay. Next on the bad schools, we have Lemoyne Owen College, Tennessee. Now, Lemoyne Owen College in Tennessee looks like a traditional American school, however, featuring grand buildings, rolling greens, and white columns. Though it looks like something your parents might approve of, the statistics along that aren't exactly something to write home about. Now, for starters, it only has a 20% graduation rate there, and the average graduate leaves school with only around $37,000 worth of school debt to their name. While graduating there is sort of impressive, well, again, most of the graduates who leave that school only earn about $29,000 6 years later. That's after you paying debt. But some high school students just don't seem like it's worth it. Next bad school is Waldorf University, Iowa. Many really rich parents do everything they can to break their into private school. However, there was once a time where Waldorf University has a college that every parent wants their child to go to, especially associated with an evangelical Lutheran church. But over the years, the school has really struggled in reputation. The low graduation rate is only just 31%, and that's not to count the high school fees. However, Waldorf University has seen some famous students walk the Howard Halls, more particularly the sports program, the alma mater of the NFL player Ian Beckles, who I don't think any of you guys know who he is. Not to say you guys know who he is. Hollins University, Virginia. Hollins University is a popular choice for seeking college in Virginia. It's safe to say they're really just an affordable school just to drown themselves from student debt or those who live in the live-on home and commute to campus to save on money. But that's because school fees will only set you about $37,000 a year. This local area is very expensive. In fact, most students who spend about $53,000 a year just living and studying at that school. Of course, the academic options are kind of impressive in that place, but the worth the money isn't really worth it. Not really. When you're tight on cash, they're probably not something you can realistically afford. Now we're on number 17 of bad schools in USA. Agnes Scott College, Georgia. If you're a woman looking for small, intimate college experience, Agnes Scott College in Atlanta might fit your bill. This is a private, all-women's liberal arts college. It only enrolls about 1,000 undergrads and grad students, which means every student gets the care and attention they really need. However, with this extra attention with intimate settings and having higher college fees, the Agnes School College, also given that it's a private school for all women, again, it only sets you back about $41,000. It might be a long time before your daughter or someone who goes to the school will pay off those loans because the average graduate who goes to this private school only earns about $39,000. That doesn't even cover the year of school fees or interest you have in this private school. Malachester, College, Minnesota. If you prefer the really cold climates and the snow, you might like to go to Minnesota. Again, that's what Minnesota is. Again, quite literally. Minnesota might be a great choice for you, but according to those who went to Macalester College in the past, you're better off choosing somewhere else. That's because graduates who constantly complain about how high the fees are in this school, and there's a really low medium salary they're on right now. Their fees are also over 54,000 every single year, and their medium salary is only about 40 less than 48,000. It just doesn't make any sense. In fact, it doesn't make any financial sense to attend this particular American school. Coming up on more bad schools, Purdue University Global, Indiana. Purdue University Global is unlike one of the most other American universities on this list. For starters, it's fully online. Its campus in Indiana, so purely accreditation purposes. While this gives your students and kids the ability to bag a degree in home and save extortionate fees, this isn't always the good thing at all. In fact, Purdue University Global has such a bad reputation that most people just want you to avoid it. And there's good reason for it too, because even the school seems they're not as good as they are. Upon registration, you have to sign a waiver to state you will no longer have any circumstances to sue the universities. St. John's College, Maryland. If you live in Maryland or you're local to someone in Maryland, you might want to go to a local school. St. John's College could be a great place for you. However, it's a private liberal arts college. It's also one of the oldest art colleges in America. Some people actually love the legacy that comes with it because you still have to prepare yourself for higher than average school fee that you'll have to need to pay to study there. To make matters more worse, most of the graduates who study there only earn a medium salary of $33,000. And 10 years after you graduate, this is way below the average. Bacon College, Oklahoma. One of the smallest colleges in the U.S., Bacon College also suits people who want to study under the radar. While also the college itself knows that's not one of their best, despite the website saying that, like many small non-profit schools, they say Bacon has experienced several different and has been very difficult over the years. And these are basically because difficulties that have come with the financial struggle and low graduation rate. In fact, the graduation rate is only 15% of those who actually graduate. That small number of people who graduate don't go on to earn a lot either. The median salary at Bacon College only graduates 6 years after graduation, and that's just under $35,000 a year. Next on the bad schools, Hendrick College, Arkansas. From an academic point of view, Hendrick College might be a good liberal art college for the country, but like most private schools on this list, private nature of the university aside, the impressive education program that enrollment does not come cheap. On average, Hendrick College only students should only pay around $45,690 on their school fee, and that's before you take the accounts to live in there. Because of that, many students find themselves working 2 or 3 jobs just to keep them afloat and pay rent, unless their parents have very deep pockets or are very rich and who can fit the bill. Next on the bad schools, Chaminade University, Hawaii. Many who say they want to study in Hawaii say their dreams come true, but again, amazing weather, tropical lifestyles, the beach, and dolphin watching. Again, the chance to study the most stunning locations of the non-continental U.S. Living in Hawaii is very expensive. Not only that, the high living in Hawaii is very expensive, and by also saying the high school fees also on top of that. Unfortunately, those who graduate in Hawaii don't end up earning a lot either. The graduate only just gets about $39,000, and that's even after 6 years after you graduate there. Next on the bad schools, we have Kaiser University in Florida. It's easy to be sucked in the palm trees and suns in Florida, but high school students should think twice about going to this school. While life in Florida may seem fun, many of the colleges in this state are considered one of the worst in the United States. In this case, it's Kelsey University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. In fact, it's the 272nd 72nd best college in the country. While tuition is very cheap, some of the other colleges on this list are just about $18,000 a year. The graduation rate and student satisfaction, let's not leave assured, will not be desired. Wesleyan University, Connecticut. If you want to live in Connecticut, go ahead. But in fact, the school only has a 93% graduation rate. Again, one of the best in the country, although there is a reason why private liberal arts universities have high success rates in graduation. Well, that to be argument aside, that's because it's a small school with high fee. Many schools also say and students have no choice to study hard or be crippled in debt. To be more specific, the year in Wesleyan University will set you about 55,000. It also is a 4-year school, so if you want to do your math, it's expensive. Johnson University, Tennessee. While students head off to Tennessee, there's no doubt about the fact they want to pack up their stuff and enjoy life's many experiences. Make no mistake, students are notorious for partying on early hours and spending their free time drinking and hanging out on friends. If that is your plan, you might want to give the quiet Johnson University of Tennessee a wide berth. The college is located in the Kimberlin Heights, which is a home to less than 2,000 people. The locals aren't really fans of parties and late night people either, so it'll be very quiet there actually. Coming up on more worse schools, University of Cincinnati. As you probably can tell by the name, University of Cincinnati is located in Cincinnati. That's no brainer, but the fact that major drawing in those who don't want to live in state, out of state students aren't exactly welcomed in this school. They charge out of state students a huge percentage more than to those that live in the state, and you expect to pay more than $27,000 a year. Well, not only that, the University of Cincinnati also made a name for itself as being the most dangerous school in the last few years. It's also the 18th most dangerous college in the USA. Next on the list is Mount Holyoke, Massachusetts. Many young women do dream about going to a women's school. It's a private liberal arts women's college that's only for women, and the rich history attached to it. The students, again, absolutely love there, but however, attending the school is not cheap. And unless your girl is really, really beautiful or very rich or your parents have made lots of money, you'll only send them back about $50,000 every year. But on top of that, your median salary of graduates is very abysmal. On average, their school only earns about $50,000 a year. Is it really worth it? No, it's not. Florida Memorial University. We're coming on the last 5 of this list of the worst schools in the USA. At first glance, Florida Memorial University looks absolutely stunning to some, surrounded by palm trees, lagoons, grass, and blue skies. While also assume they attend this college, love every second, and want to study hard. The only downside is they're too distracted by the nearby beach of Miami to make it work. And as a result, only 38% of the students actually graduate. That is terrible. The tuition at Florida Memorial University is pretty average, given it's only $23,000. The average salary of graduates definitely is not average. Instead, they only just make $36,500, which is very, very low for a worker on a college degree. Number 4, Shaw University, North Carolina. From the historical standpoint, Shaw University is pretty impressive. This private historical black university first opened the doors in 1865. They are a black college, but also, again, historically black universities out there. It's still popular with most black students today. It's also based on current statistics are not really the best either. In fact, the graduation rate is only 25%, which means 3 out of the 4 students don't bag the degree at the end of their career. What's more is that you do end up graduating only on below average salary. And to be more specific, if you enroll here, you should only expect to earn about $29,000 a year. Coming on the last 3, Lewis and Clark College, Oregon. Many parents dream of sending their children to private school in a private liberal arts in Oregon. And a top choice for many, however, the one downside is we can understand why. Set primarily in the wilderness, this college merges the outdoor life with impressive education. While there are many downsides, for starters, it's very expensive. It will only set you about 51,000 a year. It also has some really bad controversy over the years. Back in 2022, there's a student that died, and two students were badly injured, and a column in the college campus has fell down to them. Number two, Mount Sierra College, California. Now, have you ever heard of Mount Sierra? I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't. This former college is one of the most controversial schools of all time. Things really went downhill for the college back in 2013, when the school was given the warning due to issues surrounding their accreditations. As things got progressively worse over time, the president of the college decided to close up in 2019, giving the students only 1 day notice to leave. Before this closed to good, the graduation rate was only at 6.2%, and we're sure that number is a source of embarrassment for lots of people. And coming up on number one, the worst college of the United States, Colorado College. If you want to spend outside snowboarding on the mountains or hiking through the mountains in the wilderness, make no mistake but Colorado College. If you definitely want something to consider and you're really outdoorsy and you want to research the university in full, make no mistake because Colorado College only accepts about 16% of the people contributed toward the 86% graduation rate. After all, they're just saying they're the best of the best when they really aren't. It comes at a high price though. The year tuition to that school was only set you back about 50,000. But graduates who have actually gone there and have earned a job only have a salary of $38,000. So again, what are your thoughts about the worst schools of the United States of America? Those are 40 of the top worst colleges of the United States of America. What's your thought? Do you think you want to go to any of those? I don't think I would. But if you do, let me know in the comment if you know people who have. Again, wow, we go almost 3 hours in this video. Holy shit. I also gotta charge my computer because my computer is almost dead. Oh. But alas, we also have our beer. God, we're about to turn off the lights, plug in our computer, and wrap up pretty soon. But I told you before I was going to wrap up earlier, but we just kind of got hung up and we wanted to talk some more stuff. So make no mistake, we wanted to make sure we really got you the fill of the content. Okay. Alright, we probably have over 50 different people come in and out of the chat. But make no mistake, like I said, this is probably one of the biggest turnouts I've had on a live stream in over the last 4 months. So again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me because this wouldn't be possible without you. This video and our channel would not be here without you. So thank you guys, thank you for everything you do here on our friends Hutchins Hut. Okay, now we got 2 more views on here. So, I guess you guys want me to keep going. But I plugged my computer in. It's gonna probably take me about 2 more hours to charge my computer. So, okay, you want to know what's going on with the post-credit scenes. Hey, did you guys know that Marvel had scrapped plans for the Thunderbolts? Did you know Marvel had some scrapped Thunderbolt post-credits? Yes, they do. Did you guys know, according to films, they said Marvel had some scrapped Thunderbolts post-credits that apparently have featured Baron Zemo and Kang the Conqueror. Okay, now this is big news. The post-credit scenes, or the original post-credits for Thunderbolts, were pretty hard to complain about. But now we know since they're the new Avengers, they've alerted about a multidimensional spacecraft entering the Earth's orbit, who we know as the Fantastic Four. As most post-credit sequences said, again, they have been teasing lots of things in the future for the next movie we're going to have on July 25th, 2025. The next film, The Fantastic Four, and the first steps. But before the Thunderbolts had the post-credit tease of Fantastic Four, there were also other plans. Do you guys know? There were also other plans in place. Did you guys know the writer Eric Pearson, who co-wrote the movie, has revealed in an Information Game Network interview the original scrapped post-credits scene that involved another tease of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As they put it, we were thrown together in the beginning of the post-credit sequence that had to deal with the shakeout of Kang the Conqueror. Did you guys know Thunderbolts, also revealed back in production back in 2022, started under this assumption that Kang the Conqueror, who we know as the late ex-actor Jonathan Majors, would have been the new also awesome villain that we would have had in the MCU. However, the production was delayed in 2023 because he was found guilty of sexual harassment. Majors was subsequently fired by Disney, and Thunderbolt writers had to change course. Instead of having Kang focus post credits, they had to scrap them, and so now they have the more discussed Fantastic Four. Did you guys know there was another canceled Thunderbolt post credit that would have featured Baron Zemo? Did you know Pearson also said some right in an interview with IGN, saying that they had another pitched idea for a post credit which also did not make the cut, where they teased the return of Baron Zemo by our great actor friend Daniel Breaux, who also appeared in Captain America Civil War, and again in the television series Falcon and Winter Soldier. There's definitely a post-credit tag I would have done a million years ago where Zemo is like, "Yeah, we've been pulling the strings in prison for some time," he said. For those who don't immediately recognize that name, the bad guy from The Usual Suspects, played by Kevin Spacey, Pearson admits, "I don't think the iteration lived longer than it said. But hey, what about that? Nope, that didn't happen." Related video to this article, Spider-Man 4 The Brand New Day, villains are now explained. Heavy spoilers. Let me know in the comments if you want me to talk more about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm going to be talking about it at some point in the Hutchins Hut, but just let me know. Although it's fairly self-evident that why Kang focus sequence would have been a bad idea, let's also take note that Thunderbolts is also the first post-credit scene in a long time that's actually been exciting. Most of the recent post-credits have been really reeked of desperation. Now, keep in mind, most of the writers throwing around any idea on the wall, hoping it'll stick. The worst post-credit was probably the one from Multiverse of Madness, where it undermines the movie dark cliffhanger, where they were supposed to introduce the new character Clea. Now, 3 years later, we still don't know who she was, but will we ever see Clea? I don't know. The other recent post-credit that are really bad also had random characters never following up on them. We would hope that Thunderbolts, on the other hand, might be setting up new rules to the Marvel Universe. From now on, though, you only use your post-credit scenes to tease movies that will happen, and happen soon. Perhaps Fantastic Four post-credit will tease Doomsday in 2026. Or maybe even Doomsday will tease Spider-Man after. The post-credit sequence in Thunderbolts hints the new level of disciplines for Marvel Universe. The franchise does have to promise the post-credits, otherwise it's not a post-credit. Knowing the audience's patience is worn thinned over the years, so many people seem like they're promising what they want, but they don't know if it's going to be delivered. I've done a whole video discussion about that on my Videos of Controversy series over on the Hutchins Huts. If you're looking for the easiest way to keep up on all major movies and TV news, then sign up on our newsletter on Slash Film. Original article on Slash Film. That is where you're really going to read the real article of the Marvel scrapped Thunderbolts post credits that almost featured Baron Zemo and Kang the Conqueror. And oh my gosh, it would have been nice to have them, but now, okay, hold on. You want to know 10 characters that Marvel just did nothing with? Okay, Marvel, please bring back these 10 characters you did nothing with. As the Marvel Cinematic Universe has grown to be a big project, many of the characters probably will never be mentioned again. While again, relatively small franchise featuring team-ups between the Avengers has ballooned a massive universe that has introduced most strange characters that will been specifically just one-offs from the Marvel Universe. While also a few characters have introduced briefly in post-credit scenes, will we ever see them? Will we ever be able to see them? Marvel has many characters you need to bring sooner rather than later. Again, think of the now and later candy, for example. Rather than continuing to introduce more characters who were never mentioned again, Marvel needs to expand on the characters that are introduced to the audiences. If Marvel wants to keep the franchise fresh and interesting, you must develop the characters you have in the post credits. Okay, so now we have Hercules. Okay, he is the big one on the list right now. At the end of Love and Thunder, which was the last Thor movie we had back a couple of years ago, Hercules is sent to kill Thor by revenge from his father Zeus, played by the great Russell Crowe. He's shown in the post-credit scene and is never heard since. It is such a shame because Marvel has proven yet again to incorporate a being from ancient mythology to a superhero canon. Well, the joke with Zeus has been fun enough. Follow again from the terrible Thor Love and Thunder, the Hercules can have expanded the role of Greek gods in the Marvel Universe. Related to the article, we have Marvel teams that have fallen off of obscurity. If you want me to talk about that, let me know. Also, and comment below. This also has been an incredible This also would have been an incredible opportunity for Goldstein, a Ted Lasso alumni, to flex his acting muscle and show fans exactly what he was capable of. However, sadly though, his version of Hercules can be unhinged supernatural, driven by pure vengeance. A figure from the Greek mythology of the same name, not to get confused with the Disney Hercules from 1997. Hercules has also had a lot of complex character growth that could have been explored within Marvel Universe. But if he was given the chance, he could have his own spin-off after Thor 5 comes out. Next on the list is Cersei. She was introduced in the Eternals in 2021. Again, another really failed movie. Again, she's extremely connected to humanity and followed them from generations. She's a museum curator who's close to the Eternals, especially Sprite, who we know was played by the great Leah McHugh. Though Eternals is clear that Cersei has played a vital role to keeping humanity safe from various threats of thousands of years, she's also been the leader of this team for supernatural beings. Makes a lot of sense though. But like the rest of the Eternals, she's set up to play a larger role in the universe, but she and the rest of the Eternals were put in the position guiding the Earth, base heroes and facing otherworld enemies. Cersei is really needed in the MCU, and can be a grounded influence to the franchise, that sometimes needs to be brought down to Earth. Cersei and her compassion and protective nature are much more needed than ever. Next, we need to have Carl Mordo. He was introduced in Doctor Strange 1 back in 2016. Carl Mordo was first introduced in Doctor Strange, the Master of the Mystic Arts, and is worked closely with the Ancient One, who has died in Endgame, who's played by Tilda Swinton. Although he is an instrument to mentoring Doctor Strange, who we know is the great Benedict Cumberbatch, he expressed resentments to being passed over by the Ancient One. He has revenge on Doctor Strange, though, but being underappreciated leads him to go on revenge and become someone more devoted to reducing the number of sorcerers on the universe. Marvel has to bring back Carl Mordo, because if they don't, it's always been a struggle to keep compelling villains and anti-heroes around. The character also has a complex character, which again made him really essential anti-hero to the franchise. Since Carl Mordo has already been introduced in 2016 and is in other projects in the Multiverse of Madness, it is known to the Marvel fandom as Doctor Strange 2, done by the director of Spider-Man's. It would have made sense to have his character been the main antagonist of that movie, but it never happened. Next on the list is President Loki. He is a variant of Loki. Now, President Loki, played by great Tom Hiddleston Loki, is introduced in the Loki series. He is one of several Loki variants. President Loki was in charge of the group of Loki variants who we saw live on the void on the end of time. Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, meets the president version of himself while looking for an answer to escape the void. Shortly after being introduced, President Loki gets his hand eaten off by Alligator Loki and is last seen fighting off other Loki variants, who then just betrayed him. President Loki sets himself apart from the other Loki variants because he represents everything that makes his character so interesting. He's also willing to overthrow a Loki who already is a king, and fight to the death to maintain his power, making him an easy anti-hero to root for. Sadly, though, President Loki can also embody some interesting topical political commentary since his character embodies Loki's signature charms and obsession with power, while only looking to further his own desire. Clea. Again, we talk about Clea. She was introduced at the really end of Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange 2. Again, she's another example of a character in a post-credit scene during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange meets Clea, a mysterious sorceress who tells him his actions have caused massive destruction in the multiverse. Strange then goes with her, but she has not appeared in the series ever since, despite the fact that her and other heroes in the MCU continue to battle the otherworld threats. She would have been a great addition to the Marvel Universe if injected in the franchise with much needed charisma and gravitas. The character Clea has essentially limitless possibilities since she is the future of Doctor Strange. In the few moments she shared with Doctor Strange, it's clear to say she can match her intellect with Doctor Strange and his abilities too. She can also be necessary counterweight to Doctor Strange's glowing influence and could also be the next generation. Also with cosmic ability that can influence the current class of the Marvel Universe. Moon Knight, played by the great Oscar Isaac. Make no mistake, Moon Knight, played by Oscar Isaac, had his own series on MCU. This miniseries introduced Mark Spector, that has dissociative identity disorder. We talked about him a lot. We talked about him a lot a long time ago here on the Hutchins Hut. He can communicate with the Egyptian gods, and he has multiple alter egos and distinct personalities, and sometimes has conflict with his goals. After headline his own small miniseries, he's not been heard from again, even though there are people that want him to return and explain more ancient mythology in his franchise. Moon Knight's also a very cool character who demands further explanation, because although his story revolves around solving mysteries on ancient Egypt gods, he's also a man with experienced tremendous loss. This humanity can really use emotional depth to the franchise, and the franchise just lets to cut up the character's emotional vulnerability and humor. Moon Knight is very necessary to the story, more than anybody. Zhu Zaylin. Zhu Zaylin was introduced in Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. She is introduced as Shang-Chi's sister. She was removed from her brother and excluded from the Ten Rings by her father, Wenwu. However, she proved herself as leader to run a fight club. However, reunited with her brother later, she worked with him to go against the father, Wenwu, who is convinced that the village of his deceased wife is one holding her hostage. It's really frustrating the way that have any Shang-Chi history. It make a lot of sense to MCU to prioritize bringing Shang-Chi characters back, because it would really set them apart from the group of superheroes they proved themselves to be. Taking over the Ten Ring organization played by Renru, their father, she could have played a very important role moving forward. But sadly, she could either be more formidable adversary to the heroes to a fight, whether she can render skills through experience to them or face bigger threats. McCurry. McCurry, again played by Lauren Ridloff, is another Eternal character from the Eternals. I'm setting my phone down. And she's also known for her super speed. She's a very influential member of the Eternals, one of the most perceptive. Her skills make her essential to the group because she is one of the ancient heroes and is the knowledge keeper and historian. She also frequently provided moral support to the Eternals as they protect humanity. Her relationship with Druig is also one of the most endearing parts of the story. Makari is also the best version of the speedster within the Marvel Universe. Makari is also one of the most notable Eternals and needs to come back to the Marvel Universe immediately. As someone with argued such a vast historical perspective on the threats humanity has faced, she can be a very essential resource to the Marvel Universe, looking to continue protecting ordinary people. Not only that, she has a moral anchor to the Marvel Universe heroes. Plus, Makari is also the best version of any speedster within the Marvel Universe. She's even faster than Quicksilver. America Chavez. Again, another character introduced in the Multiverse of Madness. America Chavez is introduced in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness as a teenager. She can travel between dimensions by punching through doors and separate them. She's also hunted down by Wanda Maximoff, who we know is the villain of that movie, but sees her and her abilities as the threat. Her ultimate goal is to reunite with her family, but as she's separated from her mom, in the brief time in the Marvel Universe, she wants to accept her ability rather than hide from them. Sadly, America Chavez's ability alone could make her a necessary member of any superhero team. However, she's only been shown in relation to Doctor Strange and against Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, which means there are so many more opportunities they could explore her with. That makes her character special as an individual because America Chavez could be very important and has been essential in continuing the Marvel Universe in Phase 4. In fact, to a point where the stories of the new generations, like the Young Avengers, Blade by Wesley Snipes, he was again reintroduced in Deadpool Wolverine 2024. He has one of the biggest cameo appearances. He also had a cameo appearance with Elektra, played by Jennifer Garner, and the first ever Gambit, Channing Tatum. Again, they were also exiled again by the TVA, the Time Variant Authority, and they exist in kind of a limbo. Blade is kind of a resistance character who fights against Cassandra Nova, joined against the alliance, joined in alliance with Deadpool and Wolverine, who we both know, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Fans have been asking for more Blade stories for many years since the original trilogy concluded back in the 2000s. However, Blade's appearance in Deadpool Wolverine really proves that he really fits in the Marvel Universe perfectly because he's the one who started it. Again, he's also the longest running Marvel actor ever to be employed in Marvel Studios. And he is kind of really the real reason why Marvel started. It's not Iron Man that started it. It wasn't Spider Man that started it. It was Blade who started it. Make no mistake. Now, in addition to this character's deadpan humor, he fits perfectly, and other characters have interacted with him so far. Now, bringing Blade into a more prominent role can also expand the fan base by bringing back Nostalgic, who also stood alone before being brought into the main franchise. Okay, you guys want to know the seven main characters of Thunderbolts ranked by how much people like them. Okay, you want to know the seven Thunderbolt characters and how people like them. Okay, this will be the last thing I talk about, and I'm going to just hang up. I promise. Spoiler alert, this contains lots of spoilers. Massive release of the new movie Thunderbolts. It's been exploding with success around the world, and there's no mistake there. The Thunderbolts cast is very pretty good, and they have really made it really different than any other Marvel movie before it. Whether they've been more prominent or not as of late, the film has again, and these characters have brought the main cast together. It's important to realize it's a very fun movie. We're also bringing emotion in the same time as action. Visuals again all around are great, and the cast is great, and is the heart and soul of why the massive success of the recent Marvel Studios. Coming up on number 7, Valentina Agaba de la Fontaine. Again, she is the big antagonist. Again, she was the one who was kind of like the conniving woman who kind of wanted to go against them. Nothing to say there. Next on the list, Ghost. For some very start, Ghost is not really that interesting because, again, she's very underutilized. Sure, she can disappear and reappear, but she's really not that cool anyway. She's really not that cool because all she does is reappear, disappear, reappear, disappear, reappear, disappear, reappear, disappear. There really is not anything cool with Ghost. That is why she is the second worst character of the movie. Next on the list as another hated character, US Agent. Again, he's the third worst character on this list, mostly because not a lot of people like him. He's just as bad as he was before. He's arrogant, self-centered, and he thinks he's a know-it-all. And again, not a lot of people like him. Another character a lot of people hate was the Sentry, aka Void, aka Bob. He is kind of the new addition, however, he's kind of like a really weird character. He's kind of like the two hero, two villain physical meta representation of the good and depression and anxiety. Although aside from that, he's very powerful. Make no mistake, he is extremely lovable character. Despite many flaws he has, he just really is just all around a weird guy. Next on the list, Bucky Barnes. We all know Bucky Barnes. We all know him. We don't have to talk about him. But again, he has really been a really big cemented part of the movie. He's really just the reason why. He's kind of the reason why he brought the Thunderbolts together. Okay? He's kind of the reason he brought them together. Next on the list, Red Guardian. Red Guardian, again, he's kind of the comedy relief of the movie. And without him, there really is no funny jokes. So of course he's number 2 on the list. And coming up on number 1, the main character herself, Yelena Belova. Make no mistake, she is the main character of this whole entire film. Makes a lot of sense because she is the main character of the film. There is no movie without Yelena Belova. Because really there is no other character arc that has really the most relatable and most compelling story emotion compared to her. She is without the doubt the main person of the movie. Again, I'm sorry guys, I'm just getting really tired. It is already past 3 hours on this live stream. I've been talking for a really long time, so as always, make sure you subscribe, check out more videos, and I'll see you